Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies Hockey. As its opening night as the Grizzlies begin a 7-game homestand with a 2-game set against the Tulsa Oilers. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies Hockey, where the long wait is finally over as we're back to live hockey here at Maverik Center as the Grizzlies look for the Kelly Cup this season, and they are on the quest for the 72-game journey. And they're going to start here at home. 7 straight games, and 10 of the first 13 will be here at Maverik Center. The first opponent is the Tulsa Oilers. And it's only fitting that Tulsa's in town, as they were the Grizzlies' opponent the last 3 games of the regular season. It was here at Maverik Center, and the Grizzlies swept Tulsa in a 3-game set to clinch a playoff spot. Utah had a hard-fought 6-game series against Idaho. The Grizzlies did not lose in regulation. They won the first 2 games on the road at Idaho Central Arena and then lost 4 straight overtime games. We'll see what happens this season. Once again, Trent Miner will be in net for the Grizzlies. It'll be his 3rd season as a pro and 3rd season in a Grizzlies uniform. Miner is the Grizzlies shutout king. He's got 10 shutouts for the Grizzlies over the last 2 years and 11 shutouts professionally. He'll be going up against Tulsa's Gage Alexander. The leadership core was announced for the Grizzlies earlier this week. 2 key new defensemen for the Grizzlies going to play big leadership roles for the club. Tulsa Oiler fans are familiar with Josh Wesley, who appeared in 26 games with the Oilers in the 2019-2020 season. He had 8 goals and 9 assists for the Oilers before the season was canceled. And he's going to play a big role for the Grizzlies wearing number 20. And former Wichita Thunder and Indy Fuel blue liner Keone Teixeira will be in there wearing number 74 for the Grizzlies. He'll enter his 6th season as a pro. Both Wesley and Teixeira each have veteran distinctions. They played over 260 professional games. So it's going to be fun to see those guys. A lot of new defensemen for the Grizzlies. 5 of the 6 defensemen in the lineup tonight will make their Grizzlies debut, the only exception being Kyle Mayhew, who had an outstanding preseason. He had 3 assists on Saturday night against Idaho, and he also had a big game on Friday in the preseason opener where the Grizzlies won 6-0, and then in Boise last Saturday to conclude the preseason, Idaho won 7-4. One key forward to watch out for is the Rooster, Jordan Martell. Watch out for him in particular when the Grizzlies are on the power play. He had 3 power play goals in the preseason. Also watch out for Brandon Cutler, who's about a point a game in his 2 seasons with the Grizzlies. He'll enter his 3rd season as a pro. Tyler Penner and Dylan Fitch, you can count on them just about every night. They'll play a leadership role on this Grizzlies club. Kyle Betts has been a consistent force in a Grizzlies uniform. He spent most of last year in the AHL with the Belleville Senators, and it's going to be fun to see how this season's going to match up. Now, you talk about the leaders. Josh Wesley's going to wear the Captain C. There's going to be alternate captains at home and on the road. Keone Teixeira and Kyle Betts will be the alternate captains at home, and Tyler Penner and Dylan Fitz will be the alternate captains on the road. So it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight, Grizzlies and the Oilers. And if you're in the West Valley area, come on down to Maverik Center and join us for the party. If not, we got audio here on the Grizzlies YouTube channel. And we also got the Flow Sports Stream, which is the exclusive video streaming provider of the ECHL. When we come back, we will go over the Grizzlies roster this season. What does the 2023-24 group look like? We'll also break down the Tulsa Oilers as well, as we're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Later on in the broadcast, we'll be joined by Tim Broussard in the intermissions and the postgame show. Our good friend last season, Guy Carenza, is working tonight with the Amarillo Wranglers. He's the voice of the Amarillo Wranglers this season, a junior hockey team. And you can actually catch the audio of his broadcast on YouTube. Well, if there's one word that can describe the Grizzlies offseason, it'd be optimism. It feels like everybody is confident that this is going to be a pretty good club. Just about an entirely new defensive unit for the Grizzlies. We mentioned in the last segment, led by Josh Wesley, who last season played for the Czech Republic. Before that, has 163 games of AHL experience. He spent just about the entire 2021-22 season with Springfield. He played in 65 games with Springfield. And it's going to be interesting to see what he's able to do defensively. And Keone Teixeira has certainly been an experienced force for the Grizzlies, or for in the league over the last 5 years, the last 4 with the Indy Fuel. He had a plus 19 rating last season, which led all Fuel skaters. I'm really intrigued to see some of the newer Grizzlies defensemen. Obviously those two, but Gioni Fairbrother has an NHL entry-level deal. He was actually acquired by the Avalanche in a trade with the Montreal Canadiens this past offseason. He missed all of last year due to an injury, but before that, played for the Laval Rocket of the AHL and had 1 goal in 25 games. So watch out for Gioni Fairbrother making his Grizzlies debut wearing number 3. We will also see the pro debuts of 2 defensemen tonight for the Grizzlies. Brian Yoon wearing number 4. Last year he was the captain at Colorado College. And Michael Underwood, who played at Michigan State last year as a graduate transfer. Before that, played 4 seasons at Clarkson University. Looks like a pretty good defenseman. He might not score a ton. He usually is just one of those guys, facilitates it up to the forwards and then just kind of follows along. Underwood looks like he's a pretty reliable defenseman. He'll be wearing number 54 for the Grizzlies tonight. And we will also see Kyle Mayhew in there, and he might have been Utah's best defenseman in the preseason. Certainly a very talented offensive defenseman and a guy that's got championship experience and comes from a winning pedigree at the University of Denver. So the 6 defensemen for the Grizzlies tonight. The 2 starters for the Grizzlies defensively are going to be Michael Underwood and Gioni Fairbrother. We will also see the 2 experienced defensemen in Josh Wesley and Keone Teixeira, and we will also see the pro debuts. Michael Underwood is starting. We'll also see Brian Yoon in there for the Grizzlies, as well as Kyle Mayhew. So once again, the starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies, Michael Underwood and Gioni Fairbrother. We'll also see Wesley, Teixeira, as well as Yoon and Mayhew. The starting forwards, Ryan Sandelin, making his Grizzlies debut. He played in 4 games with the Colorado Eagles at the end of last year. Sandelin will be wearing number 14. He played the last couple of his seasons at Minnesota State University, Mankato. Minnesota State University, Mankato. And in 38 games last year, he had 14 goals and 15 assists. He actually scored 1 goal in 4 games with the Colorado Eagles last season. His first pro goal came on April 15th of 2023. He is the son of Minnesota Duluth men's hockey coach Scott Sandelin. It's Ryan Sandelin, the son of a coach, and looks like he's going to be a pretty good prospect. He'll make his Grizzlies debut wearing number 14, and he'll be in the starting lineup. The Grizzlies earlier this week acquired Nathan Burke in a trade. He did not play in the preseason. He was added to the Grizzlies roster just a couple days ago. Burke will be wearing number 24. He was a pretty good goal scorer in college. You think about Nathan Burke playing at Bowling Green State University over the last 2 years. In 36 games, he had 17 goals and 12 assists. Before that, he spent 3 seasons at the University of Minnesota. Burke actually had a decent amount of success as a pro at the end of last season. He appeared in 10 games with the AHL San Jose Barracuda and had 3 goals and 2 assists. And he also played in 4 games with the Orlando Solar Bears in this league and had 2 assists. So watch out for Nathan Burke. He'll be wearing number 24 for the Grizzlies tonight, and he'll be in the starting lineup along with Ryan Sandelin. And we will also see Kyle Betts in there for Utah to start. Betts wearing number 61, and he'll have the A on his sweater. Betts was just outstanding for the Grizzlies in the postseason series against Idaho. As if I remember right, he had 3 goals and 3 assists in that playoff series against the Steelheads. So that forward lineup's got a lot of potential. Obviously, we haven't seen Sandelin and Burke in a Grizzlies uniform, as both guys were added to the club earlier this week. And so it's interesting to note that 3 of the 5 players on the Grizzlies starting lineup in terms of skaters, and 4 if you can count the goaltender, were not with the Grizzlies last weekend for the preseason games. Starting in net for the Grizzlies, the shutout king, Trent Miner, who had 7 shutouts to lead the league back in the 2021-22 season. Last year, he had 3 regular season shutouts. So remember, he had a clean sheet in Game 1 of the series against Idaho. Minor is 6'1" and 198 pounds. He's only 22 years old, and he's in the last year of a 3-year NHL entry-level deal. In 37 games for the Grizzlies last year in the regular season, he had a record of 17, 15, and 3 with a 3.04 goals against average and 910 save percentage. As we mentioned, Minor, the all-time shutout king for the Grizzlies, and he had a 924 save percentage in the playoff series against Idaho. So starting goaltender is Trent Minor. The backup goalie tonight is Garrett Metcalf, who had a 39-save shutout on Friday the 13th, 8 days ago in the preseason opener against Idaho. We mentioned the starting defensive pairing is Fairbrother and Underwood. The starting forwards are Ryan Sandelin, Nathan Burke, and Kyle Betts. The other 8 forwards, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that top forward line because it's got a ton of potential. I'm really excited to see Cole Gallant tonight making his Grizzlies debut. Looks like he's got outstanding speed. He might be just about as fast as Dakota Raby. You talk about key trades the Grizzlies made in the preseason. Cole Gallant just a couple weeks ago, the Grizzlies getting his rights from the 12 Riviera Lions. He had an outstanding college career at Western Michigan University. Sandlin played in a handful of games with the 12 Riviera Lions last season, and it looks like he's got a lot of potential. He can end up scoring 15 to 20 goals this year. Gallant, in 39 games last year with Western Michigan, had 6 goals and 18 assists and a plus 17 rating. With 12 Riviera, he had 2 goals and 2 assists in 7 games. So 4 points in 7 games for Gallant. He'll be paired up with Brandon Cutler, who's going to be the first-line center for the Grizzlies, and the Rooster, Jordan Martell. I don't know that there was a forward the Grizzlies had in the preseason that was as hot as Jordan Martell. I know that Tulsa Oiler fans have nightmares of seeing the Rooster in that final weekend series. Remember, Martell was the ECHL Player of the Week for the final week of the regular season. In 3 games, he had 1 goal and 8 assists. So watch out for Martell, who has 44 points in 45 games last year, and he can end up being critical to the Grizzlies' power play. It'll be interesting to see what that power play unit looks, especially if you put in Sandelin and Nathan Burke to go with what really is already a pretty potent unit. So top forward line, they're not going to get the start this evening, but it is going to be Cole Gallant, Brandon Cutler, and Jordan Martell. The second forward line is the starters. That's going to be Burke, Betts, and Sandelin. Mick Messner, I thought, had a pretty good training camp, and I think he's going to have a good year. Messner displayed a lot of speed in the preseason as well as in the practices over the last couple weeks. Messner wearing number 10. Last year, it was number 25 for the last handful of regular season games. Last year, he played at Merrimack College, and this will be his first full season as a pro. You can always count on a good effort from Dylan Fitz and Tyler Penner. They'll be in there as well. And we'll also see Dean Yakura, the 38-year-old, making his Grizzlies debut. And Jared Power wearing number 19. He wore number 20 for the Grizzlies at the end of last season. Power's got 1 pro goal in 13 games. And watch out for him, 6'2", 188 pounds. So starting forwards once again are Betts, Burke, and Sandelin. We also see Gallant, Cutler, and Martell, as well as Messner, Penner, and Fitz, Power, and Dean Yakura. For the visiting Tulsa Oilers, they're looking for a bounce-back effort this season. They finished in last place in the Mountain Division with a record of 22, 41, 8, and 1. They return a lot of players from last season's club, including Eddie Matsushima, who is the leading scorer for the Oilers last year. He had 28 goals and 19 assists, and he was their all-star representative. They've also got Mike McKee back for the 7th straight season. He's a big defenseman. And they'll also have Tyler Polson, who's back for another year in Tulsa after a 10-goal, 30-assist performance last season. One familiar name to Grizzlies fans, remember Ryan Olson, who was with the club in the first half of the 2017-2018 season, played in Kansas City a couple years ago. Ryan Olson will be in the Tulsa lineup wearing number 27. In fact, he's one of 3 starting forwards for the Oilers tonight. Dante Sheriff is also starting for Tulsa. He'll be wearing number 29. He's 5'11" and 181 pounds. And Tad Bertuzzi, who was acquired late in the season in a trade with the Norfolk Admirals. And Bertuzzi looks like he's got a lot of scoring potential. He'll be wearing number 84 for the Grizzlies, for the Oilers this evening. So Tulsa starting forwards are Olson, Sheriff, and Bertuzzi. Starting defensive pairing, Mike McKee, as well as former Grizzly Doogie LeGrone. LeGrone played, I think, in one game, maybe two, with the Grizzlies back a few years ago. In fact, he played in one game for the Grizzlies back in the 2018-2019 season. LeGrone last year, or 2 years ago at Tulsa, in 72 games, had 10 goals and 20 assists. Last year, he played in 11 games with the Nottingham Panthers in the EIHL. Good coaching matchup tonight. Rob Murray's in his 7th season with the Oilers. He's been one of the best coaches all time in the league. In fact, Rob Murray is 6th in ECHL history by coaching in 854 games. Rob Murray is 9th in league history with 421 wins. He was the runner-up for the League Coach of the Year award back in the 2018-2019 season. Head coach for the Grizzlies is Ryan Kanaswich, who enters his 3rd season with the club. The assistant coach this year is Christian Horn. Horn last season was an assistant with the EIHL's Cardiff Devils. Grizzlies have hit the ice. They are wearing a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. Kind of a similar looking white jersey as to what the Grizzlies had last year. And ever since I've remembered watching Tulsa Oilers games over the last handful of years, it's been that same navy blue jersey with white lettering in the back, white stripe, white outline, red numbers, kind of a rustic-looking red, navy blue pants, and socks that are red and navy blue with a little bit of white mixed in. Chris Hagan back for another season as the PA announcer with the Grizzlies, and he's got the starting lineups for the Grizzlies. We had mentioned them before. It's going to be a lot of fun to see the new faces for the Grizzlies. We know there's quite a few returning players, particularly among the forwards. I'm really interested in seeing Ryan Sandlin. We didn't see him in the preseason. He was just brought over from the AHL's Colorado Eagles. Same's the case with Ryan Sandlin, same's the case with Gianni Fairbrother, who's going to be a starting defenseman. Trent Miner gets a good hand from the Maverik Center crowd, the Grizzlies' all-time shutout king. Also interested in seeing Nathan Burke, as he was acquired in a trade with the Orlando Solar Bears earlier this week. Burke will be wearing number 24. Gianni Fairbrother introduced to this Maverik Center crowd. He was injured last season, didn't play hockey, and it's going to be interesting to see how he produces. He's on an NHL entry-level deal, so he's got a lot of potential. Former Montreal Canadian prospect, and he was acquired in a trade where he now is with the Avalanche organization. Ryan Sandlin, son of a coach, is introduced to the Maverik Center crowd, wearing number 14. His father's the head coach at Minnesota Duluth. Nathan Burke, number 24. Burke goes 6'2" and 190 pounds. And Kyle Betts. Well, I'm expecting a big year for Kyle Betts. He's on an ECHL contract, which is certainly interesting considering he spent just about the entire year last year with Belleville, and he really grew as a hockey player playing at that level. Risby's out there on the ice wearing number 95, which is customary. This season, we honor Grizzlies co-owner and co-founder David Elmore, who passed away in June, on June 7th. David Elmore not only owned the Grizzlies, but he also owned a lot of minor league baseball franchises. And we are going to honor David Elmore this season. And you think about what he brought to the table, not only the back-to-back championships in the 90s, one in Denver, which is certainly an interesting story. He owned the Denver Grizzlies, founded them in 1994. In the 94-95 season, the Denver Grizzlies were just dominant, and they averaged over 12,000 fans. Now, an NHL team showed up in Denver, so he moved the club to the Salt Lake Valley, who was looking for a hockey team. Grizzlies averaged over 7,000 fans at Delta Center in the 95-96 season, and won a championship. And the championship game, they clinched it. Game 4 of the Turner Cup Finals broke a record for the most attended minor league hockey game of all time at that particular time. Moment of silence for David Elmore. David Elmore was 88, and we honor him all season long. We're thinking about the Elmore family this year. Oh, we got a great night for hockey. 2 big standings points are on the line tonight. And when we come back in 1 minute, we'll have face-off here at Maverik Center. It's the Grizzlies and the Oilers. And we're in business on a Saturday night on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line tonight as the Utah Grizzlies take on the Tulsa Oilers in the first of a two-game series. Remember, the Grizzlies are going to be home for 7 straight games to begin the regular year. 10 of the first 13 games will be here at home, and so it's important for the Grizzlies to get off to a fast start this season, protecting home ice. Interestingly enough, this is the 29th season of Utah Grizzlies hockey. Utah has exactly a 500 record, or exactly a 500 team at home in openers. In fact, regardless of whether it's home or away, the Grizzlies are 13-2 in regular season openers. So the Grizzlies are exactly at the 500 mark in terms of opening nights. The Tulsa Oilers are 5-3-1 in the ECHL era in openers. The new captain of the Grizzlies, Josh Wesley, who's familiar to Tulsa Oiler fans. He played in 26 games with the Oilers in the 2019-2020 season. He takes the ceremonial puck drop at center ice. Wesley was a teammate of Mike McKee's in Tulsa as McKee enters his 7th season with the Oilers. Got a good goaltending matchup tonight. Trent Miner gets the start for the Grizzlies, his 3rd season as a pro. He actually got the opening day assignment for the Colorado Eagles 8 days ago and stopped 22 of 25 in a loss. For the Tulsa Oilers tonight, it's Gage Alexander, who's a big guy at 6'6", and 205 pounds. Alexander on an NHL deal with the Anaheim Ducks. 2 referees tonight, Trevor Wolford and David Lilly. The linesmen are Colin Kleinendorf and Tyler Keston. Boy, a lot of excitement here at Maverik Center as the Grizzlies will be skating from right to left as we see it from high atop section 114. Tulsa skating from left to right. It's a regular season opener, and we know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate you choosing the Grizzlies here tonight. Kyle Betts will take the draw against former Grizzly Ryan Olson. As the puck is dropped at center ice and we're underway for the regular season. Utah wins the draw. Johnny Fairbrother taps it off the near wing boards over towards Nathan Burke as Tulsa gets it back as they lift it out to center ice. Bouncing puck. Fairbrother gets it at the Utah blue line. He'll chip it off the far wing boards. Mike McKee gets it for Tulsa. Oilers skate from left to right as Doogie LeBron moves ahead to Dante Sheriff. Back to McKee, the big defenseman. He'll throw it to center ice, far side. Underwood challenges as Tulsa skates towards the Utah blue line. Big hit delivered by Kyle Betts. Tulsa skates in. Olsen tried to drop it off for Tag Bertuzzi, and it goes wide. Grizzlies start the attack. Underwood skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the right, steps over the blue line. Puck goes towards the end boards as Underwood feeds it to the far corner. Grizzlies make their first line change of the season. Olsen throws it towards Bertuzzi. It taps off his skate, and skating in is Olsen, but the Oilers are offside as we get our first whistle 48 seconds into the season. Everybody make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game. I don't know who I think is going to score first for the Grizzlies tonight. I think it's going to be Cole Gallant. That's my pick. He's on the ice for the Grizzlies. Brandon Cutler will take the face-off, and the Rooster, Jordan Martell, out there as well as Carson Folks takes the draw for Tulsa. Draw at neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench. No score. No one's taken a shot yet. 48 seconds in. Cutler kicked out of the face-off circle. Martell will take the draw. He had 3 power play goals last weekend in the preseason. Tulsa wins the face-off as Jared Hilderman moves it ahead. Pass goes wide. Minor plays it behind his net. He'll chip it along the near wing boards. Bit Messner lets it go as it goes over to Cutler. Back to Cole Gallant, who crosses center ice with speed. Now he skates down the middle. Chips to his left for Cutler. Left point, lefty shot. Saved by Alexander. And he holds on as Brandon Cutler gets Utah's first shot of the season. And it was a quick-looking wrist shot from the left point that Alexander made a glove save. Alexander's pads kind of resemble the colors of the Anaheim Ducks. Actually, in reality, it kind of resembles the colors of the old San Diego Clippers, orange, white, and light blue. Cutler will take the draw against Carson Focht. They'll make that number 43, Davis T-Bone Codd. He took the draw and won it for Tulsa. They throw it out to center ice, taken by Cutler. Across to Martell, left side. He enters the zone. Martell drops off for Mayhew, left circle. Centering pass out in front goes wide of Cole Gallant. And the puck glides along the far wing boards. 1.5 minutes in. We're still no score. Utah one shot. Tulsa's yet to take one on Minor. As Mayhew lets it go. Tulsa on the right side, deep in the offensive zone. Skates behind Minor's net. As Tyler Polson, the quick, elusive little guy, loses the puck as he gets double teamed. It glides towards Minor, covers up. Tyler Polson's given the Grizzlies fits over the last few years, not only with Tulsa, but as a member of the Rapid City Rush. Looks like a good opening night crowd is filing in here. Eddie Matsushima, who was Tulsa's best player last year, will take the draw for the Oilers. Taking it for Utah, I believe it's Tyler Penner. And it is Penner taking the draw. The linesman says, my bad, we'll do it over again. That's Tyler Keston dropping the puck. Matsushima's kicked out of the face-off circle. And taking it is Tulsa's Ryan Olsen. As Tulsa wins the draw, left wing shot, saved by Minor. And he holds on as he makes his first save of the season for Utah. He spent last week with the Colorado Eagles. In fact, got the opening day assignment and stopped 22 of 25. Matsushima will take the draw against Tyler Penner, who's playing in his 145th consecutive regular season game for the Grizzlies. Utah wins the draw. Keone Tekshera in his Grizzlies debut. Throws out to the right point. Kicked by Costantino as Tulsa trying to get it back towards Costantini. And he couldn't reach it as he's in the right wing. Throws up top. As taking it is Reggie Millette. And he'll fire a shot and it's blocked. Grizzlies come back the other way as Brian Yoon gets the center ice. He dumps it in. Yoon stays on the ice. Now he comes off in his first shift as a pro. As Tekshera throws it towards Dylan Fitz, who tried to get it back to Messner, and it stays in the corner. Good defensive play by Costantini. As Millette throws it to center ice looking for Calvin Watson. He couldn't get it. As Messner tried to dump it in, it bounced off an Oiler and flies out of play into section 102 in row 3. Draw's going to be at neutral ice near the Oilers bench with 7-year head coach Rob Murray looking on. His assistant this season is Scott Duarte. New assistant for the Grizzlies this year is Christian Horn behind the bench next to Ryan Kanasowicz. Dean Yakura, the 38-year-old, making his Grizzlies debut last season, played for Greenville and Norfolk. As Yakura wins the draw, Fairbrother, neutral ice, will tap it into the right corner. As Tulsa skating from left to right gets it. Ryan Olsen couldn't reach it. Puck goes back to Underwood, who moves ahead. It's picked up by Sheriff, poking away his power as McKee throws it towards the Grizzlies bench, and it's dumped in by Tag Bertuzzi. Minor behind his net, throws to the right side. Jared Power has it lift over his stick and over the head of Sheriff, who chases after it in the Oilers zone. As Yakura comes off the ice, Oilers start the attack again. McKee, diagonal pass to Bertuzzi, connects. He skates towards the right circle. Bertuzzi, lefty shot, and it's blocked by Fairbrother. As Martell to the far side, skates towards a corner, throws it from one corner to the other. Sheriff couldn't reach it. As Fairbrother collides with Jared Hilderman, as Sheriff couldn't get it. As Underwood will move it ahead. Rooster, diagonal pass towards Power. He couldn't reach it. It gets tipped, so no icing. He goes deep in the Oilers zone. As Tulsa will skate from left to right. Bertuzzi across to Sheriff against the center ice. He's got good speed. Sheriff skates down the middle. Good poke check by Kyle Mayhew. As Josh Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, gets it back to Mayhew behind Utah's goal line. Bets to Wesley. Wesley wearing the C this year. As he'll skate towards his left, he crosses center ice down the middle, and he'll drive it around the wall. Alexander cuts it off, and he'll wobble it over towards Andy Carroll, number 14. Puck goes to center ice. Wesley moves ahead. Mayhew couldn't reach it. It goes past number 24, Nathan Burke, in his Grizzlies debut. As Betts throws to the near goal line, looking for Sandlin. Shot saved by Alexander. Now slot Betts lefty. Shot goes wide. As Tulsa will take control of the puck. Far corner deep in their own zone. They'll move it ahead to Matsushima as it glance off his ankle. And the Grizzlies throw it towards the near wing boards. Betts chases after it. Costantini throws to center ice as Mayhew throws across to Martel. Right side near the Oilers bench. He enters. Good poke check by the Oilers. It goes back to center ice. As Martel gets it back, he'll throw it to Teixeira, who's right in front of Trent Miner. He moves ahead to Martel. The Rooster skates down the middle. He gets neutralized. Now he crosses center. Left wing pass to Teixeira. He'll skate around Legron, looking to center it to Cutler, and goes wide. Yoon to the right side, skates towards the corner. Brian Yoon being shadowed by Mike McKee, gets pushed by McKee as puck ends up gliding towards Martel. He gets hit by Legron and couldn't take the puck. McKee behind his own net will feed it to the near corner. Cutler chases after it. Cutler throws it towards the left point. Teixeira gets the wobbling puck across to Yoon, number 74. Now to Glott, right side, righty shot. Saved by Alexander, and he holds on as we get a whistle with 15-15 left in the first. Grizzlies have taken the first 3 shots. I thought Tulsa had a good look on Miner there that hasn't been credited to the Oilers here early on. Good shift by Keone Teixeira and Brian Yoon as Fairbrother re-enters the ice with Michael Underwood. That's the defensive pairing. Messner, Penner, and Fitz out there for Utah on the forward line. Offensive zone draw by the Grizz. Still early on, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Saturday with us. Utah wins the draw. Fairbrother, left point, lefty shot. And it glances off the stick of Michael Farron and flies out of play. Farron wearing number 26 for the Oilers. Draw's going to stay in Tulsa's zone. A lot of potential and optimism with this Grizzlies unit. Just have to do it on the ice. And it's interesting, a lot of new faces. 5 Grizzlies defensemen tonight are making their Utah debut. Kyle Mayhew, the only one that's previously played with the Grizz. Penner will take the draw again, and he wins it against T-Bone Cod. They tried to throw it up top. Fitz has a glance off his stick, and it goes out to neutral ice. As back in his own zone, Gianni Fairbrother, right wing pass to Fitz. Fitz skates towards the right circle and dumps it in as Tulsa got back defensively. As Alexander throws to the right side, they try to get it back towards Messner, and it's picked off by Tulsa. Michael Farron, diagonal pass towards the far side. Codd looked to center it out in front to Poulsen. Good defensive play by Underwood, who got a stick in the way. Left point, Tulsa skates towards the corner. Fitz takes it away as Fitz picked the pocket of Tulsa's Andy Carroll. Fitz throws it towards Messner, right side. Messner across the Penner, swings and misses on the one-timer. Penner's stick broke. He has to get a new one from new equipment manager Jackson Hibbard. Penner will just leave the ice zone. He'll get the stick on the bench. Tulsa deep in their own zone. The puck is Andy Carroll, number 14. Gets around Kyle Betts, gets neutralized. Betts takes it away. Left side, Betts skates towards the circle. Siren pass, shot, kick save by Alexander. Rebound, shot, a score! Nathan Burke gives Utah a 1-0 lead. Burke is the opt-in first goal of the game score as Utah gets on the board first tonight. 14-15 left in the first. Grizzlies had the puck in the left side, looked to center it, and it looked like Alexander made a kick save, and Burke got the rebound and put it away. Kyle Mayfield, Grizzlies fan in section 114, giving everybody a high five as Betts threw it towards Sandelin. Sandelin fired the shot. Alexander made the save, but then Burke got the loose change out in front and got Utah on the board. Grizzlies 1, Tulsa 0. Utah's taking the first 5 shots here tonight. Delayed penalty, and it's going to be on the Grizzlies off the draw. Dougie Legron back behind his own net, which is now vacated as 6-on-5 as delayed penalty. Grizzlies touch it up. Does Ryan Sandelin as Burke got the goal. 5:45 into the contest with Kyle Betts and Ryan Sandelin getting the assists. Nathan Burke scores a goal, and now he's in the penalty box as Burke gets Utah's first penalty of the regular season, and Tulsa goes on the power play. Oilers on the man advantage. Utah leads 1-0. It's a 2-minute penalty for Nathan Burke. Ryan Olsen will take the draw for Tulsa. Taking the face-off for the Grizzlies is Dean Yakura. Yakura wearing number 5 as Tulsa wins the face-off as Carroll throws to Hilderman. Now back over towards Carl Boudreau. Sheriff back to Boudreau in the left point. Boudreau fires lefty shot and it goes wide. Olsen trying to get a piece of it as it goes back towards Hilderman. Battling Bertuzzi, feeds to the right corner, goes back to Bertuzzi, gets up top for Hilderman, but picking it off and clearing it out is Mick Messner. Grizzlies will make a line change, get 4 new skaters on the ice. Burke got 2 minutes for tripping, time of penalty, 5:59 in. Oilers get to center ice. Olsen with a horizontal pass, and the Oilers dump it in. Matsushima delivers a big-time hit. We continue to skate 5-on-4. Oilers on the power play. Hilderman across towards Sheriff. Back up top for Boudreau, number 16. Across to Hilderman, right side, righty shot. saved by Minor. Rebound out in front. Grizzlies get it, and Sandelin clears it out. Grizzlies make a line change. 1:08 and counting left in Tulsa's power play. Grizz lead 1-0 about 7 minutes in. Oilers skate from left to right as they move it out to neutral ice. Carson Folk skates down the middle, enters the zone, gets to Bertuzzi on the right side along the near boards. Up top for Dougie-Legrone. Across is Tulsa. Andy Carroll feeds it towards the left side, ricochets it off the far wall. Now goes back over. Carroll, lefty shot, saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to Betts in the far circle, and they're carried out of the zone. 2-on-3, gets to center ice. Betts enters, right point, shot, save, rebound, shot, or score! Kyle Betts gets a shorty, and Utah taking a 2-0 lead. Oh, it's been the Kyle Betts show here so far. 2-on-3, just kind of skated along the right side, took a shot that got blocked, he got it back, and then fired it past Gage Alexander. Betts had Penner skating down the middle. Betts kept looking at Penner, took a shot that was blocked, then he got it back and fired it glove side past Alexander. Looks like it might be unassisted. Kyle Betts with his first of the year. So Nathan Burke and Kyle Betts with the goals. 37 seconds left in Tulsa's power play as it's 2-0 Grizz. Draw won by Tulsa's. They're still on the power plays. Boudreau, number 16, skates down the middle. Now feed it to the near side. As Hilderman skates down the middle, he enters the zone, drops it off for Kyle Krenovich. Left side up top for Hilderman. Now across to Matsushima, right side, one-timer, saved by Minor. And he holds on. That was actually Carl Boudreau, number 16, that took that shot from the right side. Boudreau, 6 feet, 197 pounds. Betts got the goal. They gave an assist to Nathan Burke. He's in the penalty box, so that's impossible according to the sheet I got. So it looks like it's going to be unassisted for Kyle Betts. Draw's going to be on the right side. Utah leads 2-0. Carson Folks kicked out of the face-off circle. Matsushima will take the draw against Brandon Cutler. Cutler goes down after taking the face-off. Up top for Boudreau. He'll take a shot and he scores. What a blast by Carl Boudreau over on the left side and got it past Trent Minor. It's a power play goal for the Oilers to get on the board, and it's now a 2-1 game. Boudreau high-fives everybody on the Oilers bench, and he high-fives goaltender Gage Alexander. So the Grizzlies get a shorthanded goal, but on that same power play, Tulsa responds for their first goal of the season. It's 2-1 with 12-12 left in the first period. A lot of action here in the first 8 minutes of play. Cutler will take the draw against Tulsa, and Cutler wins it. Puck glides towards Minor. He moves it ahead. We're back to 5-on-5 skating. 2-1 Grizzlies. Josh Wesley, far side, gets to neutralize with the long stride. Throws to Martell. Now back to Wesley, who enters from the right side. Wesley collides with former teammate Mike McKee. They were teammates in Tulsa a few years ago. As Tulsa gets it, and they'll throw it out to center ice. Oilers from the left wing, 2-on-3. They don't have numbers, so they just dump it in. Chasing after it's Kyle Mayhew, number 6. He'll throw it towards Cole Gallant, who gets blasted by Dougie-Legrone. Gallant gets back to his feet. Martell enters the zone from the left side. Polson takes it away as they throw it over the head of Gallant. Oilers 2-on-2. They enter the zone, but offside as Michael Farron got there before the puck, as looked like Carson Folks was trying to carry it in. Timeout on the ice, 11:32 left in the first period. Utah 2, Tulsa 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
A lot of action here at Maverik Center early. Utah leads 2-1. Nathan Burke got Utah on the board first, 5:45 in. As Betts centered it to Sandelin. Alexander made the initial save, and then Burke got the rebound and put it away. Grizz made it 2-0 as Kyle Betts scored shorthanded, 7:22 in. But a few seconds later, 7:48 in, it was Boudreau took the shot, but it looks like Carson Folk gets credited for the goal according to the sheet I got. So Folk gets the goal. Boudreau with the assist. It must have gotten redirected on the way. And that's where we stand now. 2-1 Grizzlies. We skate 5-on-5. Utah has the puck as Kyle Betts skates across center ice. Falls down. No call on the play as ends up out of play near the Tulsa bench. And this looks like the equipment manager, Tony Denzer, will give it to a fan. Give the fan a souvenir there in section 103. Draw is going to be at center ice. Betts will take it against Eddie Matsushima. Nathan Burke out there as well as Ryan Sandlin. Up top is Brian Yoon and Keone Teixeira. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Teixeira back at his blue line. Moves ahead towards Burke. Passes wide and goes to Gage Alexander in the crease. He'll throw it towards the near wing boards. Taken by Reggie Millette. He'll throw it from one blue line to the other as it goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Yoon chases after it. Gets it to Teixeira, who moves ahead towards Burke. He has a glance off his stick as it goes back over. Calvin Watson, righty shot high slot. Saved by Minor. Rebound goes to Yoon, who skates around Minor's net. Yoon moves out to center ice looking for Sandlin. It tipped off his stick. No icing, even though the goaltender Alexander wanted it. Grizzlies make a line change. 10:48 and counting left in the first. 2-1 Grizzlies. As Tulsa gets to center ice, Reggie Millette gathers it, and he swings and misses on trying to dump it in. Now he gathers it back and throws it towards Fairbrother in the Grizzlies zone. Fairbrother carries it out to center ice left wing, and he lifts it in. Fitz chases after it. Getting there first is Andy Carroll, as they'll throw it towards the far wing boards. As it goes over to Underwood, right side, he'll whip it around the wall. As over in the left corner, Hilderman moves ahead, looking for Millette, who gets it, drops off for Olsen, back to Millette, right wing. He enters the zone, and he gets hit by Fairbrother. As Millette throws it towards the near corner, it's taken by Underwood, who drops it off for Messner. He tried to get it to Penner, and it's picked off by Dante Sheriff. The Oilers skate from left to right here in the first period as Carroll gets to center ice, and he'll drive it around the wall. Messner collides with Sheriff, and Messner moves it ahead. It goes to the Tulsa blue line, where it's taken back by Doogie Legrone across to McKee. Out to center ice looking for Olsen, and Messner gets a stick in the way as it flies deep in the Grizzlies zone off the end boards. As Wesley turns the puck over, Tulsa centers it. Shot kick saved by Minor. As Bertuzzi skates towards the left point. Now he skates towards his right. Bertuzzi trying to drop it off for the left circle. It glances off the stick of Dean Ukura and rolls towards Trent Minor, who gathers it and covers up as we get a whistle with 9:36 left in the first. Grizzlies had the first 5 shots of the game. Shot count is now 7 for the Grizzlies, and Tulsa with 5. It's great to have hockey back here at Maverik Center. Grizzlies split 2 preseason games in the state of Idaho. They won 6-0 on Friday the 13th in Idaho Falls, and then Utah lost to the Steelhead 7-4 last Saturday. Grizzlies win the faceoff. Kyle Mayhew lifts it high into the air, doesn't hit the video board, but comes close. Tulsa with a hand pass, and we get a whistle with 9:30 left in the first. Even with some big college football games locally, looks like a pretty good crowd here at Maverik Center. Utah will be home 7 times here to start the regular season, including tomorrow afternoon. 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off for the second and final game of this series. Utah and Tulsa will meet 10 times during the regular year. Grizz win the draw. They throw it towards Wesley. His pass towards Mayhew is picked off as Kyle Krinovich, I've been working on that name all day. First-year pro, played in the WHL with Seattle last year as Tulsa dumps in from the left side. It rolls towards the right wing boards. Matsushima gets taken away by Power as Mayhew will skate out to neutralize as he was looking for Sandlin ahead. Puck goes back to Power, who dumps it in. Grizzlies make a line change. About 9 minutes left in the first period. Still 2-1 Grizzlies. Utah moves it out towards Tulsa territory. Legrone will feed it back into the Grizzlies zone deep. No icing as the puck glides. Brian Yoon will get it in the far side. He'll skate around Minor's net. Yoon skates down the middle, gets to center ice. Tries to put a move on Watson as Yoon dumps it in. Taken back by Tulsa, who throws it out to center ice. Yoon chases after it. Teixeira gets there first. And so skate in front of Minor. Now he'll throw it to the near side for Cutler. Across to Yoon wearing number 4. Brian Yoon will feed a diagonal pass out to the Rooster, who drops it off for Cutler. Cutler skates towards his right. He gets knocked down by Boudreau. Fans want a penalty, and one of the referees agrees. So Carl Boudreau will go to the box. He contributed on Tulsa's first goal of the season. Looked like Boudreau, but it's not him that's going to the box. It's Tyler Polson. Looked like Boudreau knocked down Cutler, but it's Polson that goes to the box. Polson tripped up Cutler, and then Boudreau knocked down Cutler, and it looked like they called the trip on Polson. Didn't look like Polson really got much of Cutler, but the Grizzlies get the call. Utah's on the power play for the first time this season. Betts will take the face-off. Sandelin and Burke up front. Back end is two defensemen, Fairbrother and Mayhew. Betts is kicked out of the face-off circle. Kyle Kranovich will take the draw for Tulsa. Now Burke will take it for the Grizz. And the draw won by the Grizzlies. Sandelin throws it up top for Mayhew. Across to Fairbrother. They're trying to get it back to Burke. He couldn't reach it. Puck goes to the corner. Sandelin over to Burke looking for Mayhew near side. Mayhew collides. Beck as goes back to Betts over to Fairbrother right side. Fairbrother skates towards the corner as he surveys, chips it across to Sandelin near side. He'll wing it off the near wing boards. Nathan Burke dances around the left side, throws to the near goal line for Sandelin. Sandelin down the left circle up top for Mayhew, who slides it to his right for Fairbrother. Fairbrother, he looked for a center it out in front to Sandelin, who couldn't get a piece of it. Burke over to Betts now up top for Mayhew. He's on the left side as Mayhew skates from the point to the circle. He'll take a lefty shot, and it bounces off of Hilderman, and Sandelin gets a piece of it as well as it goes to the right corner. Sandelin to Betts, who skates around Tulsa's net. As Burke throws it up top for Mayhew, he couldn't reach it in the left point, and he'll chase after it deep in the Grizzlies zone as both teams make a line change. Mayhew gets it halfway through Utah's first power play this season. He'll drop it off for Cutler, and Mayhew will come off. Brandon Cutler's on the ice along with the Rooster, Jordan Martell, Josh Wesley, Cole Gallant, and Dylan Fitz. As Wesley gets it, he skates towards the near side with speed. Long strides as Wesley. He'll drop it off for Cutler. Cutler's fast. He'll get down the left side. Now he flies to the left circle as everybody down in the Oilers zone. Cutler wings it across to Fitz on the right side. Fitz gets a wobbling puck. He'll throw it to the right point for Wesley. Across to Martell. One-timer, and it's blocked by Legrone. Puck goes towards the slot. Tulsa gets it. They move it ahead. Michael Farron, 2-on-2. He skates down the right side. Right circle, righty shot. Kick saved by Minor in the butterfly position. As Martell throws a diagonal pass to Fitz. He couldn't reach it, and it goes to Hilderman deep in the Oilers zone. Hilderman from the near corner taps out to center ice. It's a stanchion and goes towards the middle. As Wesley moves ahead. Now Cole Gallant slot. Righty shot goes wide as it ricochets off the end boards. Teixeira over to the left side as Tulsa's about to be out of the penalty box. 4 seconds left in the penalty. We get a whistle as some action at neutral ice. It's going to be a trip. Teixeira doesn't like the call, and it looks like it's on him. So Teixeira is going to get 2 minutes for tripping. He goes to the box. There's still 3 seconds left in Poulsen's penalty. So in 3 seconds, Poulsen will come off, and Tulsa will have just about an entire power play as there's 6:27 left in the first. Still 2-1 Grizzlies. They show the replay. The fans didn't like it, but the Oiler did hit the ice. Ryan Olsen will take the draw against Utah's Tyler Penner. Penner, the Colgate product. As Teixeira gets 2 minutes for tripping. Time of penalty, 11:33. Grizzlies win the draw as Poulsen's out of the box. Tulsa begins the power play. Underwood will wing it all the way deep in the Oilers zone as Alexander gets it behind his net. Tulsa skating from left to right here in the first period. As Hilderman throws to the right side for Olsen, who gets the center ice. He tried to get to Sheriff, passes wide of the mark, and Penner gets it, and he'll clear it out as it rolls along the far wing boards. Alexander drops off for Hilderman. 6 minutes and counting left in the first, and Utah leads 2-1. As Tulsa gets the center ice, Boudreau skates down the middle, veers off to the right, gets over to Bertuzzi as action now in the Grizzlies zone. He feeds it to the corner. Fairbrother gets it, and it looked like for a second Tulsa tried to poke it towards Minor. Grizzlies are able to clear it out. Good job by Gianni Fairbrother. Looks like he's going to be a good player as he's making his Grizzlies debut. He didn't appear in the preseason. He was reassigned earlier this week from Colorado. Sheriff right wing with great speed. He enters the zone and veers off to the left. Now to the left side, skates towards the corner, does Sheriff. He'll throw it across to the other corner for Olsen, who wings it up top. Right side, Andy Carroll. Back to the corner for Olsen. Now up top to Dougie Legrone. Over to Sheriff on the left side. Sheriff will bounce off the Grizzly. Carroll right side. Lefty shot. Saved by Minor. Sheriff throws it up top for Legrone. Left point. He'll feed it off the end wall as Olsen behind the goal line will tap it off the wall for Bertuzzi, who gets up top for Carroll. Right wing, right lefty shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound goes to the near corner. 33 seconds left in Tulsa's power plays. Legrone throws it towards Bertuzzi. Mayhew took it away from him. Mayhew gets it poked away by Legrone. Action still in the Grizzlies zone. As Olsen looks to center it, Wesley's there, and he feeds it to the near circle for Betts, who clears it out. 4:45 and counting left in the first. Utah leads 2-1 as Nathan Burke and Kyle Betts have Utah's goals. And it looks like Carson Folks redirected the Boudreau shot for Tulsa's goal. That was on the power play. As Tulsa looks to center, it bounced off the Yakura stick onto Trent Minor, who gloves it about waist high. 4 seconds left in the power play, and Keone Teixeira will come out of the box. First intermission, we'll talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on things. He'll be with us all season long. A lot of fun action here at Maverik Center. Get your tickets for tomorrow afternoon's game at UtahGrizzlies.com. As the draw won by the Oilers. It goes between the two defensemen up top, and it goes deep in the Oilers zone. Chasing after it's Hilderman. As Teixeira exits the box, he'll skate towards the bench. Hilderman with good speed, crosses center ice right wing. And Hilderman drops it off for Vogt. He looks to center it to Matsushima. He couldn't reach it as Cole Gallant was challenging him. Puck goes back to neutral ice. Tulsa throws it back in. Gallant trying to locate it. Now he does. The speedster from Western Michigan. He gets to the right wing. He'll feed it towards the left wing corner. Chased down by Dougie Legrone deep in the Oilers zone. As Tulsa throws it over towards Kyle Krinovich. I've been working on that name all day. I hope I'm saying it right. Matsushima throws it towards Vogt, who enters the zone. He gets blasted by Josh Wesley as Vogt dumps it in deep. Far corner, Grizzlies deep in their own end as Mayhew will skate around Miner's net. East to the near side. Mayhew avoids a check of Davis T-Bone Cod as the Oilers skate in left side. Tulsa, Matsushima, 1-on-5, doesn't have numbers. He throws it over to the right point. Fitz gathers it. He gets challenged by an Oiler at the Utah blue line. It's taken back by Tulsa. T-Bone Cod skates towards the right side. Righty shot, kick save by Miner, and the puck flies out of play into section 125. Time out of the ice, 3:23 left in the first. Utah 2, Tulsa 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Utah leads 2-1. We didn't get to the scratches for either team. The scratches for the Grizzlies, Jacob Semick is out, as well as Jordan Stone, Cade Jensen, and Corey Thomas. So 4 defensemen are out of the Grizzlies lineup. Utah's without Dakota Raby, who had a strong preseason. Hopefully Raby's injury will be minor. And Cody Cron also out of the Grizzlies lineup. The third goalie is Dante Giannuzzi. Scratches for Tulsa. Their third goalie is Rylan Toth. Kyler Wall, defenseman, is out, as well as forward Jimmy Lodge. Andrew Jarvis, a defenseman, is out. And so Tulsa's had a few scratches as well. Draws give me in the Grizzlies zone. Tulsa has outshot Utah 9-7. Davis T-Bone Cod has taken the face-off. Cod played in the OHL with Saginaw. He's a native of Brighton, Michigan, 5'10", 175. As Tulsa wins the face-off, right side Hilderman with a shot that goes wide. As the Oilers keep it in left point as it bounced off a skate and goes back to Utah. Fairbrother gets the center ice, moves out to the right side for Messner. Good poke check by Tulsa as the Oilers throw up from one blue line to the other as Michael Underwood gathers it. Across to Fairbrother on the near side, wearing number 3. Diagonal pass, taps off the stick of Cod and flies out of play into row 2 of section 102. Grizzlies are exactly a 500 team in regular season openers. They are 13-2. Tulsa, in 9 regular season openers in the ECHL era, has a record of 5-3-1. Face off at center ice, Kyle Betts, who's had a big start to this game, will take the draw against Calvin Watson. Watson, 5'10", 175 pounds, out of Petersboro, Ontario. As Tulsa wins the draw, they get it towards Reggie Millette, number 42. He gets hit by Betts. As it goes back to Teixeira, it was in the slot. He'll drift over to the near side. Now across to Yoon. Yoon still in the Grizzlies zone. He moves out to center ice and taps off the stick of Kyle Betts. It flies deep into the Oilers zone in the near corner. As Betts to the left side spins around the wall, it tapped off the stick of Hilderman. As Nathan Burke collides with Hilderman, Tulsa feeds it towards the near side. Millette chases after it. Teixeira gets there first. He throws it to the high slot. Now Sandlin skates towards his right. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Alexander. Rebound goes towards the near boards. Burke throws it towards the far side, and it's tapped away by Tulsa. As he lifted towards Millette, who moves out to center ice. Puck goes back to Teixeira. He'll bounce it off of Millette. Now it goes to Matsushima, over to Millette. High slot, righty shot, and it's blocked by Yoon and flies out of play. Well, we've seen a lot of blocked shots that have flown out of play here in the first period. 2-1 Grizzlies, 2:11 left in the first. Josh Wesley talking things over with Brandon Cutler. Wesley 6'3", 208 pounds. He's got the long strides when he's in open ice with the puck. He was a former Oiler back in the 2019-2020 season. He was a pretty productive defenseman for Tulsa. Olsen will take the draw for the Oilers against Tyler Penner, or make that Martell the Rooster. Grizzlies win the draw as Wesley moves it ahead. And it looked like it tapped off the glass on the far side, so no delay of game. 2:07 left in the first. I know Josh Wesley, it's probably one of those things they'd say every game he plays in, but his father, Glenn Wesley, was a 20-year NHL veteran. In fact, Wesley was a 1989 All-Star with the Boston Bruins and a 2006 Stanley Cup champion with Carolina. Oilers win the draw, left side, as he gets to the circle. Bertuzzi over to Sheriff. He feeds it out in front, and it's picked off by Brandon Cutler, who moves ahead to the Rooster. Martell crosses center ice. He enters the zone, right side. He'll wrap it around the boards, taken over by Costantini, who's got an AHL contract with San Diego. Costantini ahead to Sheriff, who gets the center ice right wing. Sheriff's got good speed, 3-on-2. He'll drop it off for Bertuzzi. Skates towards his left. Lefty shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to Cutler. He moves it ahead to neutral ice. Martell center. As Martell feeds it to Messner, who's double-teamed. Sheriff joins the play, gets the puck, and he'll throw it towards an Oiler that got held up. That's Legrone, and the puck squirts out to neutral ice. Grizzlies have it. Fairbrother crosses center ice left wing. He'll dump it in. Messner chases after it, but doesn't have enough steam to get it. As McKee over to Legrone, who moves it ahead. Tulsa from left to right. 2-on-3, they cross center ice. Left wing pass to Matsushima. He couldn't reach it. Carson Vogt in the area trying to get it back to Matsushima. Fitz moves out to center ice as McKee will throw it to Legrone in the near side. He'll throw a blue line to blue line pass. It taps off the stick of Matsushima and stays in play towards the left corner. Fairbrother throws it from one corner to the other to Underwood. Now ahead. Penner to the Fitz. Fitz enters the zone, trying to get it back to Penner. Tulsa comes back the other way. Matsushima dumps it in from neutral ice. He chases after it. He hits Brian Yoon. Oilers look to center it. It tapped off a Grizzly stick onto the high slot. Hilderman keeps it in. He feeds it to the left side. Lefty shot. Honegger redirected. Minor makes a glove save. Boudreau took the shot from the left point. It tapped off either a skate or a stick and kind of awkwardly went towards Minor, and he was able to make a glove stop. That's about as impressive as the Game 3 save he made against the Idaho Steelheads, which was a finalist for the League Save of the Year. This one a little bit more of a casual stop, but because it got redirected, that's one of those that's tough for a goaltender to see. Tulsa wins the draw. High slot, lefty shot goes wide. That was taken by Boudreau. 2-on-2 battle behind Utah's net as puck squirts towards the near side, chasing after it's Burke. He gets blasted by Tulsa's Carl Boudreau. Teixeira takes the puck, and he'll wing it around the far boards. Tapped off the stick of Sandlin. Tulsa gets it. 10 seconds left in the period as Hilderman dances around in his own zone. As the Oilers look up at the clock, and it's running out. 5 seconds left in the frame as Boudreau skates towards the near side, now to center ice. Moves ahead towards Farrett, and the horn sounds. And that will do it for 20 minutes of play here at Maverik Center as Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals of the game with Nathan Burke and Kyle Betts connecting. Betts' goal was a shorty. Tulsa on the power play scored as looked like Carson Vogt redirected the Carl Boudreau shot. And so that's where we stand right now. Tulsa outshot Utah 10-8 in the first period. Well, we'll recap the first frame and then talk to Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on things. First intermission here at Maverik Center. The Grizzlies 2 and the Oilers 1. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
First intermission here at Maverik Center. Utah leads 2-1. Grizzlies got on the board first, 5:45 in, as Nathan Burke scored with Ryan Sandelin and Kyle Betts getting the assists. Betts was on the left side, centered it to Sandelin. Sandelin took the shot, it bounced off of Alexander, and Nathan Burke was able to collect the rebound out in front and put it away. It's not his first pro goal, as Nathan Burke did have some success late in the regular season with the San Jose Barracuda, where he had 3 goals and 2 assists in 10 games. He also had 2 assists in 4 games with the Orlando Solar Bears, but it's his first in a Grizzlies uniform, and that gave Utah a 1-0 lead, 5:45 in. Kyle Betts got a shorthanded tally as Tulsa was on the power play after Burke got a tripping minor, 5:59 in. That's right, Burke scored the goal, 5:45 in, and 14 seconds later found himself in the penalty box. Betts out on the far side of the Grizzlies zone, just kind of skated 2-on-3 down the right wing. Penneris cutting towards the middle. Betts got to the right point, took a shot. It bounced off an Oiler, went back to Betts, and then Betts collected it and threw it past Gage Alexander as he went glove side, just got past him. There wasn't really anything special about it. That made it a 2-0 game, but Tulsa responded later on that same power play. Boy, for a second, it was trying to figure out who got the goal. I thought it was Carl Boudreau scoring cleanly. We got the scoring sheet that said that it was actually Carson Folks who got the goal. But it looks like it is Carl Boudreau who gets the goal, his first of the year, obviously, with this being opening night. Kyle Krinovich with an assist, as well as Carson Folks. And so that's where Tulsa got on the board, 7:48 in, and that made it a 2-1 game, and it stayed 2-1 throughout the rest of the period. For the Grizzlies, Ryan Sandelin had 3 shots, and then 5 other Grizzlies had 1 shot on goal. For Tulsa, Andy Carroll had 3 shots, and then 7 other Oilers had 1 shot on goal in the period. Trent Miner stopped 9 of 10 for the Grizzlies in the first period. Gage Alexander stopped 6 of 8. When we come back to the first intermission show, we will talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on what he saw in the first 20 minutes of the regular season. Once again, the score after 1 period is the Grizzlies 2 and the Oilers 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Broussard. As Utah leads 2-1. Really, it's that forward line we're not all that familiar with. Betts, Sandelin, and Nathan Burke that combined for Utah's first goal of the season. Interesting line. What'd you see on that goal? Just kind of a rebound out in front.
Sorry, I don't have the headphones working, so it's hard to hear. There we go. Okay.
Let's just move the knob to the right. It's really been a terrible first period. I've done a terrible job describing the action. Yeah, you overthink it sometimes. But that first goal for the Grizzlies, a 3-man unit we really haven't seen. Burke and Sandelin just arrived this week and looked like they were pretty sharp early on.
Yeah, Burke and like you said, the Kyle Betts show. So, that the Grizzlies were looking good early. The first 5 shots were all Grizzly shots. And the note I had on here is that Tulsa was generating, shots to get their 10 by the end of the period. And I felt like we were generating chances. So didn't matter what line we were throwing out there. Somebody was generating some goodness. And like it's, you said earlier, Betts leading the way and leading to that early success.
Well, with the shorthanded goal, it was 2-on-3. A lot of guys would just dump it in, just get it out there and force Tulsa to reset. He just kind of skated along the right wing, found a shooting angle. The initial shot was blocked. He got it back and then scored on the second look.
I don't know why Tulsa gave him all that room on the right-hand side. They didn't even challenge him through the neutral zone. I think maybe, like you, they were expecting
they thought he was going to get to center ice and just throw it in.
And dump it. And instead, he kind of kicked it up a notch and gained an angle. I believe it was blocked. The initial shot was blocked, but then it went right back to his stick and then caught the goalie Alexander a little bit off angle, and that went right in.
Boudreaux had a pretty nice shot from the left side to get Tulsa on the board.
Nothing Trent Miner could have done on that. There was some traffic down low, and Trent Miner was kind of playing the scarecrow a little bit, his arms out, glove and blocker out, kind of look around and end up, either deflecting high or kicking off high, and no chance on that one. So those kind of goals happen.
A lot of new defensemen for the Grizzlies. Fairbrother, kind of like Sandelin and Burke. We didn't see him in the preseason as they were just added this week. Fairbrother looks like he's got a lot of speed and really a lot of skill. You can see why he's got an NHL deal.
Yeah, Fairbrother, wow. The skill and the notes that I had on here, the defensive crew, everybody on that D line, whether they're a scorer or not, moving the pass passing the puck, getting the puck from the defensive zone to the offensive zone through the neutral zone with a lot of precision and a lot of speed and a lot of purpose, and things are just flowing really well. Fairbrother leading that effort, moving up there and kind of initiating that sharp passing, and especially out here on our power play that we saw a little bit of the tic-tac-toe. We didn't connect with Martel down low yet, but I think with this kind of passing and skill, that'll be happening soon.
It's interesting to see Martel got one look from the left side and Dougie Legrand blocked it, but I think Tulsa probably saw that from the preseason and knew they had to find a way to make sure they shadowed the Rooster.
Yeah, they didn't commit all the way over to the right-hand side. They left a little bit of a lag room over to the left. So when Martel kind of snuck in and started moving up into the position to take the shot, they were already there and could cover the distance.
What have you seen from both goalies? Trent Miner looks like he always has, and Tulsa's Gage Alexander is probably as tall as he's probably as tall a goalie as the Grizzlies going to face all year.
Absolutely. Trent Miner, we were mentioning, at least I mentioned it during warm-ups, his legs are in the leg work and the skate work is incredible. The pops and the locks and the way that he's throwing his skates out to the left and to the right to stop almost seem violent, just immediate. And there's so much precision there. Impressed with that. Alexander, I'll be honest with you, he plays his glove a little bit too low, and he kind of sucks in on the play, and you'll see the glove drop down. I will guarantee you Ryan Kanasowicz is telling the guys on the rebound, given the opportunity, you're going to go high with it.
That's probably where Betts got his goal there, short-handed.
Yeah, that went a little bit off to the angle, but yeah, this kind of the same thing. Pull them out to the angle and throw them out the other way.
Just looked like a good period for the Grizzlies. Tulsa kind of plays a little bit towards the perimeter. They're kind of a difficult team to describe at times, and probably why I am all frustrated trying to get broadcaster of the year. And I thought the first period was terrible from my perspective, trying to call it. But that's kind of how it is with Tulsa. It kind of is that sort of game. For the Grizzlies, it seemed like the passing was there at times. How else would you assess the first 20 minutes?
Right. Okay. So, you mentioned with Tulsa, and you're going to go through the Tulsa grind. And, we surmise that it's kind of due to their ice being a little bit choppy. So they're going to play the way that, favors them. And the most times they're playing on that choppy ice, which is the grind and the punishment and the almost borderline boring hockey. I don't know if we've really seen it. I think we've seen more of a display of skill so far this, for the first period.
Guys. I mean, Sheriff's got great speed. Davis T-Bone Codd, number 43, he's pretty fast. Bertuzzi's skilled. Matsushima's proven himself in this league over the last couple of years.
He killed us on November last year. What was that game?
Yeah. Many games, it seems like. And I've always liked Ryan Olsen, watching him over the last handful of years. So they've got some good players this year.
With Ryan Olsen, I know him a little bit. I'm not going to say personally, but I know him. We've had some run-ins here and in Boise and whatever, but a very personable guy and like watching him. But I don't know if he's slowed down and his skill set's right up there. Obviously, he was the starter tonight, but, just to see him out there and him setting up away from the wing and then on that collapse. So he's still reading it, and he's still a viable threat to be dealt with and account for.
Really, the big thing for Tulsa this season, they've got to find a way to get better goaltending. Last year, their team save percentage was .877, and that was a big reason as to why they were in last place. If they get better goaltending, they could be a much improved team.
Right. Okay. And unfortunately, they have, and maybe I'll throw them under the bus, maybe not. I don't know if the shoe fits wear it, right? But they have San Diego Gulls as their next affiliate. When they were our affiliate, we did not get a lot of support and a lot of help coming down to help us out that way. Nothing the level like we have with Colorado. So if I were them, I would look for other ECHL contracted goalies and see what they can do. If they don't find something they like, don't anticipate getting help.
What do you anticipate seeing here in the next 20 minutes of play?
I would like to see, tightening of the noose, maybe, cranking on the vise a little bit. Hey, we saw a lot of success. They had one goal on a power play goal. It was kind of I'm not going to call it a fluke, but definitely wasn't, anything that you replicate.
Good shot. It's a good shot by Boudreaux. A little bit of traffic in front.
Right. But I think more still, just more of the same, just absolutely a lot of pressure. If they're not going to challenge us or they're going to give us a free pass through the neutral zone, then let's take it and just get that transition. Watch for the D to be able to move it up with success through the neutral zone, and which means the wings are going to be leaving early, which means a lot of pressure on their D going into the offensive zone.
Thanks for the time. We'll talk to you second intermission.
I appreciate it, Tyson.
That's Grizzlies analyst and director of Insiders, Tim Broussard. After all, everybody's got to be the director.
They got to be a director of something, right?
Director of Insiders, Tim Broussard. When we come back, we'll go over some scores from around the world of sports and some stats in the first period, and we'll have second period action. Once again, the score after 20 minutes of play here at Maverik Center is the Grizzlies 2 and the Oilers 1. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Welcome back to Grizzlies hockey. First intermission, Utah leads 2-1. Busy night of action in the league. Newfoundland defeats Reading 4-1. Newfoundland's 2-0 this season. Reading 0-2. Trois-Rivières defeats Maine 6-4. Orlando over South Carolina 6-3. Atlanta is a 4-2 winner over Savannah. Jacksonville defeats Florida by a 3-1 score. Florida, the defending back-to-back champions in the league. In overtime, Kalamazoo over Toledo 3-2. It's also a 3-2 final as the Greenville Swamp Rabbits defeat Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals. The Admirals will be at Maverik Center in the month of March. 3-2 the final there with Greenville on top. In the Mountain Division, Kansas City over Wichita, 4-2. So Kansas City goes to 2-0 this season. Wichita is 0-2. In the Eastern Conference, Worcester defeats Adirondack 5-2. Midway through the third period, Indy leads Fort Wayne 3-0. Late third period, Wheeling over Cincinnati 4-1. First intermission over at Idaho Central Arena. Allen and Idaho are tied at 1. Allen got a big victory last night. Looks like Grant Hebert with Allen's goal and Ben Zloty with the Idaho goal. That game, the Zloty goal was with 30 seconds left in the first period. So after one period, we're tied at 1. Idaho outshot Allen 18-6 in the first period. If you joined us late, Utah got on the board here in this one with Nathan Burke getting his first in a Grizzlies uniform, 5:45 in. Ryan Sandelin and Kyle Betts getting the assists. Kyle Betts scored a shorthanded goal, 7:22 in. So already a multiple-point game for Betts with 1 goal and 1 assist. They have added an assist to Michael Underwood. So Underwood gets an assist on the Betts goal that was shorthanded, 7:22 in. That's Underwood's first professional point as Underwood is making his professional debut. Underwood and Brian Yoon are each making their pro debuts. They're the only two Grizzlies skaters making their pro debuts tonight. Cade Jensen, who's a scratch, and Dante Giannuzzi, the third goalie, will each make their pro debuts when they appear on the ice for the first time. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Cade Jensen, as he was a standout defenseman in the preseason. It's just a pretty tough lineup to crack because the Grizzlies are very deep on the defensive line. It's probably similar to the division championship season, the 2021-22 year. The Grizzlies feel like they're that deep defensively, and because of that, Ryan Kanasowicz just had to make some tough decisions as to which defensemen are on the ice and which ones have to sit out. Carl Boudreaux got a power play goal, 7:48 in. Kyle Kranovich and Carson Focht with the assists. For Kranovic, I think it's his first professional point. Boudreau, one of Tulsa's best defensemen, scored from the left side, and it was a power play goal, and that's Tulsa's lone tally of the game. 2-1 Grizzlies, as second period action will begin in a couple minutes. Let's get to some key stats from the first period. Both teams had 5 scoring chances in the first. Face-off battle was pretty even. Grizzlies 11 face-off wins to Tulsa's 10. Tulsa had 6 power play shots. The Grizzlies had none. Both teams had 1 shorthanded shot, and the Grizzlies' shorthanded shot just happened to find the back of the net. Not a ton of hitting in the first period. Maybe we'll pick up in the second frame. Grizzlies 4 hits to Tulsa's 2. Utah had 1 giveaway. Tulsa didn't have any. Tulsa looks like they're a little bit faster this season than they were in previous years. And as we mentioned at the intermission, they've got some fast guys. Tyler Polson's not very big, but he can certainly move. Doogie Legron's got some good speed. Dante Sheriff, Davis T-Bone Codd can really move around. So it looks like Tulsa has improved from last season. As we mentioned before, if they get the goaltending, they could be a much improved club. They just had a team save percentage of .877 last year. Looks like the Grizzlies in the second period will be skating from our left to our right as we see it from high atop section 114. Tulsa skating from right to left in the first period. Good coaching matchup, as we mentioned. Ryan Kanasowicz in his 3rd season as Grizzlies head coach. He led the Grizzlies to the division championship in the 2021-22 season. Rob Murray in his 7th season with Tulsa is in the top 10 all-time in games coached and victories in this league. This broadcast is presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott, producing premier American copper and proudly celebrating 120 years of operations in the Utah community. Thanks for tuning in on Flow Sports, your exclusive video stream provider of the ECHL. Not only can you watch the Grizzlies, but every game across the league. And our audio channel, which is the Grizzlies YouTube channel. The Optum first goal of the game scored was Nathan Burke, who scored 5:45 into the contest. Betts will take the face-off against Ryan Olson. It's Betts, Sandelin, and Burke out there. They're the forwards for the Grizzlies. Up top is Fairbrother and Underwood. Underwood in his pro debut had a good first period, including an assist on the Betts goal. Draw one by Tulsa goes between the 2 defensemen up top, Legron and McKee. As diagonal pass by Tam Bertuzzi couldn't be reached by McKee. And no icing is taken. It's Gianni Fairbrother who moves ahead to Betts. As he's down the middle, Betts will wing it towards the near side for Sandelin, who moves it ahead. Taking after it is Doogie Legron. He gets there deep in the Oilers zone. He gets back checked by Burke as the puck goes to the far corner. Betts slides up top to Fairbrother. Left point, he'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Alexandra. Bounced off his shoulder and rolls towards the near side. Grizzlies still in control. Sandelin right point, and his shot's blocked by Legron. Puck goes to neutral ice as Sandelin dumps it back in. Legron near side, near goal line. Will chip it out towards center ice. Sheriff gets on the near wing. He'll skate in onside. Sheriff skates towards the left circle. Righty shot's blocked by Wesley. Now they center it to Olson. Olson trying to locate the puck. He's being challenged by Mayhew. Shot saved by Minor. Good one-on-one battle there as they pass from the corner towards the middle for Olson. It looked like he had a tough time locating it. Once he did, he was able to get a look, and Trent Minor was able to make a save. Good job by Kyle Mayhew, not letting Ryan Olson get better positioning there right next to the crease. So both teams have one shot here early on in the second period. Martell will take the draw against Carson Vogt, who got an assist on the power play goal in the first period that Tulsa scored after Utah had 2 unanswered to begin. As over towards the near corner, Tulsa did win the faceoff. Vogt gets hit by the Rooster. Wesley battles with Matsushima as Wesley's trying to snap it away. As puck skates towards the point, left side, and a shot saved by Minor is just a low liner and a low percentage shot as Minor was able to cover up. I've been working on his name all day, and literally it gets to game time, and then you forget what you've been working on all day. Kyle Kranovic, I believe is how you say it. Don't quote me, though. Wearing number 37 for Tulsa. He was an outstanding player in the WHL over the last few years. Vogt will take the draw against the Rooster. It's won by Tulsa. Left point. Lefty shot goes wide. That was taken by Andy Carroll as it goes out to neutral ice. Eddie Matsushima, who was the Oilers' best player last year, moves ahead to Kranovic, and it's picked off by Wesley. Moves ahead to Cutler. Cutler skates in towards the left circle. He'll take a lefty shot. He scores! Brandon Cutler scores from the left circle, and Utah's taken a 3-1 lead. He went top shelf glove side over Alexander, and that's just what Tim Broussard was talking about. Keeping that glove hand low, and the Grizzlies beat him up top. There's Wesley dropping it off for Cutler, who found all sorts of room in the left circle as he just skated into the zone from the right side and just kind of veered off into the left. So Brandon Cutler had an outstanding year last year, and at times he was absolutely outstanding here on the Maverik Center ice. And Cutler gets his first of the year. Brandon Cutler had 15 goals in 32 games for the Grizzlies last year. Utah wins the draw and dump it in. Grizz skating from left to right here in the second period. As Fitz left point, takes a righty shot. Gets redirected. Alexander makes the save. As Fitz fired towards the net, it got redirected by the stick of Tyler Penner, and Alexander was able to make the save about ankle high. Josh Wesley's going to get an assist on the Cutler goal. The goal was scored 124 in. Cutler with the goal. Wesley with his first point in the Grizzlies uniform. I got a feeling Josh Wesley is going to be a big-time leader for the Grizzlies this season. Penner will take the draw against Davis T-Bone Codd. Codd, not a very big guy, but he displayed some pretty good speed in the first period. Grizzlies win the draw. They're in the offensive zone. Fitz right side. Righty shot. Goes over the shoulder of Alexander and spins along the far wing boards. Yoon chases after it deep in the Grizzlies zone as he communicates with Minor. Turnover as Tulsa looked to center it to Codd, and it's poked away by Yoon. Grizzlies clear it out. Tulsa chases after it. No icing on the play, so the Grizzlies will make a line change as Carl Boudreau, who has Tulsa's goal, will tap it towards the near wing boards. Long-range pass connects as Poulsen gets into the zone. He gets hit. Farron takes over the play. He'll skate towards the corner. As Tulsa loses it, Brandon Cutler throws it back to Fairbrother behind Utah's net. Fairbrother skates towards the far corner. Now across to Underwood. Long-range pass is picked off at the Tulsa blue line as Doogie Legron with a right-wing pass towards Millette. Millette will take a righty shot. Kick saved by Minor. Now goes to McKee. Left side. Lefty shot. Saved by Minor again. And he holds on with 17:31 left in the second. First shot was taken by Reggie Millette, who's the Jacksonville, Florida native, played at American International in the NCAA. His shot was from the right side. Minor made the save, and then it rolled towards the left side, and McKee had a look, and Minor made that save as well. It's a Grizzlies' first game, but it's not Trent Minor's first game in net. He started the opening game for the Colorado Eagles 8 days ago and stopped 22 of 25. Draw in the Grizzlies zone near circles, won by Tulsa. Reggie Millette, left wing, righty shot goes wide over in the far corner. Matsushima loses. It goes between his legs. And Utah skating from left to right have the puck. Sandelin with an outlet pass towards Burke, and it's picked off by Doogie Legron. We'll get to Mike McKee, the experienced defenseman for Tulsa. He got it towards Millette, who got a piece of it as it goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Now Utah starts the attack as Kyle Betts has already got a multiple-point game. Right wing, he gets into the zone with speed. He gets around Andy Carroll. Betts now in the zone, deep in the corner on the near side. He loses it as Dante Sheriff moves it ahead. Matsushima crosses center ice, left wing chip. As Tulsa enters, Sheriff fumbled the puck, and puck wobbles to neutral ice where it's taken back by Andy Carroll. Across to Hilderman near the Grizzlies bench. She'll dump it in. It got help from the stick of Kelvin Watson as big-time hit as Josh Wesley collided with Dante Sheriff. Bertuzzi delivers a hit on Wesley as Tulsa skates towards the near goal line. Shot saved by Minor. That was taken by Bertuzzi. Now up top, Hilderman across to Carroll, left side. Carroll skates towards the corner, being shadowed by Martel. Sharp angle shot. Minor makes the save. Rebound goes out to Utah as Burke clears it. Could be icing as Hilderman chases after it. No icing on the play. Grizzlies make a line change. Hilderman taps out to center ice as Bertuzzi, left wing, tried to dump it in. Mayhew took it away. As Kyle Mayhew, the talented defenseman, will throw it from one corner to the other. Taken by Brian Yoon, who backhands it out to neutral ice. Big hit as Yoon delivered the hit on tag Bertuzzi. As Mayhew, near side, will skin out towards Gallant, who gets the center ice with speed. He'll veer out to the left. Gallant now down the middle, gets to the rooster, left side shot. Saved by Alexander. Boy, good look by Cole Gallant displaying his speed as he just skated down the middle in the zone, then threw a left wing pass to Martel, who got towards the circle. But Gage Alexander probably made the best save he's made all night. Quick glove there as Gallant was just skating in, got to Martel. It's one of those, you talk about beating him up high. Martel didn't really get it high or get it low. He just kind of got it about waist high, and Alexander was able to make a nice save. 15:50 is left in the second. Still, it's Grizzlies 3 and the Oilers 1 as Brandon Cutler scored 124 into the second period. Draw won by the Oilers. They're deep in their own zones. They'll tap it off the near boards. Chasing after it is Kyle Krnovich. He's got outstanding speed. No icing as Krnovich gets dragged down by Teixeira. And the Grizzlies might have gotten away with one there as we're going to continue to skate 5-on-5. Towards the end boards, deep in the Grizzlies zone, Utah wins the scrum as Dylan Fitz skates down the middle. 3-on-2. Right wing right wing chip. Good poke check by Boudreau as Penner dumps it in. Tulsa with a long-range pass looking for Codd. It doesn't connect, and icing is on the Oilers. 15:21 left in the second. Utah's got a 2-goal lead. Last season at home, the Grizzlies were 19-17. The Oilers struggled on the road and at home last year. They were just 7-24-5 were the Oilers away from BOK Center. Dean Yakura will take the draw. It's his 14th season as a professional. Wearing number 5, good story for the Grizzlies. Codd will take the draw for Tulsa. As a face-off, won by, kind of stays at the circle and eventually won by Tulsa. Matsushima clears it out to center, chasing after its Fairbrother. And no icing. Tulsa will race off the ice and make a full line change. Fairbrother wearing number 3, throws it to Underwood. Now to Yakura, who gets it out to center ice. Power gets challenged, and Tulsa comes up with it. As Tulsa taps off the near wing glass is Michael Farron. Yakura chases after him. Underwood. Puck slides towards the near side. It goes past Fairbrother. And it's going to be icing on the Grizzlies with 14:52 left in the second. Tulsa does have the shot edge here so far. 14-12. Looks like a lot of fun here at Maverik Center. Don't forget, the first AFCU Friday of the regular season will be on October 27th. That's the first of 14 meetings between the Grizzlies and the Idaho Steelheads this season. Get your tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com, and with AFCU Fridays, tickets start just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. Tyler Polson will take the draw for Idaho, or for Tulsa. And taking it for the Grizzlies on his back is Yakura, and Tulsa wins the draw. Codd gets pushed in the corner as he's being challenged by Underwood. Puck goes to Fairbrother, who tried to move it ahead, and it bounced off an Oiler. Fairbrother gets it back as he's dancing around the far corner. He gets taken down. Penalty is going to be called as tripping's the call, as Fairbrother was just dancing around in the far corner, and he gets tripped up by Tyler Polson, who skates towards the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 2 minutes for tripping, and the Grizzlies go back on the power play for the first time here in the second period. Utah 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Remember, the Grizzlies do have a shorthanded tally tonight. Cutler will take the draw with Gallant to his left and Fitz to his right. Up top is Josh Wesley and the Rooster, Jordan Martell. Krnovich will take the draw for Tulsa. Cutler's kicked out of the faceoff circle. He doesn't like it, but he'll skate towards the right wing. Fitz will take the draw. Fitz will have an A on his sweater for road games this season. Draw won by Tulsa. Hilderman clears it out as he lifted it over the head of the Rooster Martell. Minor behind his net as Josh Wesley collides with an Oiler. And that was Matsushima as Wesley gets it. He skates down the middle with the long stride. 6'3", 208. He gets the center ice. Wesley veers off to the right. He enters the zone. Dumps it to the corner. Fitz chases after it. Mike McKee gets there first, and he clears it out. Minor in the crease corrals it, and he'll throw it to the near side for Wesley. Grizzlies reset as Wesley will drop it off for Martell. Martell to the right side, across to Cutler. Left side, Cutler skates in, veers off to the middle. Now to Fitz right wing, over to Cutler in the right corner. Gets up top for Wesley. Across off the far wing boards for Martell. He skates towards the corner, does the Rooster. Throws it back towards Gallant. Cole Gallant across to Cutler. One-timer, and he didn't get much on as it just slowly ricocheted towards the end wall, getting its Tulsa, and they clear it out. Halfway through Utah's second power play of the game, both teams make a line change as Wesley drops it off for Teixeira. As Wesley comes off the ice, Teixeira skates down the middle. He'll drop it off for Kyle Betts, who already has 2 points tonight. Right wing chip to Sandelin, who enters the zone. Back towards Betts, but it hits off the skate of Boudreau. Grizzlies reset at neutral ice. As Mayhew enters from the left, he'll wrap it around the board. Sandelin behind Tulsa's net. He'll skate towards the left circle, across to Teixeira. Taps off his skate. He gathers it in the corner, trying to throw it back to the right point. Nobody was there. Teixeira gets up top for Sandelin. Now across to Mayhew, but it goes between his legs off the boards near the Grizzlies bench, and the Grizzlies reset. Teixeira crosses center ice, drops off for Mayhew. As Mayhew gets around one skater, enters the zone from the right side looking for Sandelin. Pass behind him. Grizzlies reset still at new try. Sandlin gains the blue line. Penner over towards Sandlin. Puck gets poked back to the far corner. Sandlin gets it back. As late in the power play, as Utah, Penner over towards Sandlin, who gets up top. Tulsa's back at full strength. Mayhew over to the left side. Sandlin, righty shot. Saved by Alexander. As Sandlin had a pretty good look from the left wing, and he's got a ton of potential as he was a pretty good goal scorer in college. 12:32 left in the second. Utah leads 3-1 as Grizz have one goal here in the second period. That was Brandon Cutler, 1:24 in. We're back in 40 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
12:32 left in the second period here in the regular season opener. Utah leads 3-1. Draws game into Tulsa zone in the far circle. Grizzlies skating from left to right here in the second period. Mick Messner will take the draw. He had a pretty good preseason. Messner, in his first full season as a pro, looks like he's going to be solid. He played his college hockey, began his college career at Wisconsin, then transferred to Merrimack over the last few years. As a draw won by Tulsa, who's wearing the navy blue jerseys with red numbers and white trim. As Grizzlies gather it, Penner gets over to Fairbrother, right side. Fairbrother looks to center it, and it goes between the legs of Andy Carroll of Tulsa. Jared Power behind the net, skates towards the right side, wearing number 19. Power drops off in the corner. It's taken by Ryan Olsen, who moves it out towards Tam Bertuzzi, who backhands it out to center ice. Grizzlies reset with the puck as Fairbrother, diagonal pass off of Penner, goes to Messner at the left point, and he'll wrap it around the wall. Alexander will give it to Hilderman behind Tulsa's net. 12 minutes and counting left in the second period. 3-1 Grizzlies. Tulsa's outshot the Grizzlies 14-13 as Hilderman back deep in his own zone. Vans makes some noise. They want Hilderman to deliver some action. Hilderman feeds over to the far side off the boards for Bertuzzi near the Tulsa bench. He'll move it across to Sheriff. It gets to the right side. Sheriff gets around a skater. Yoon trips him up. No call. Good job by Brian Yoon knocking down Dante Sheriff, who had a good look. Tulsa on the left side. Ryan Olsen near the corner goes down. Teixeira in the area. As Cutler gets pushed, he moves the head towards the near wall for Gallant. He gets poked away by Boudrea. They try to get to Olsen in the left side. This Tulsa. And taken away is Gallant, who lifts it high into the air. Wobbling puck. Grizzlies gather it. Lefty shot. Saved by Alexander. That was taken by Cutler. As Martel gets pushed, he skates towards the left point. Across to Cutler, who couldn't reach it. He gets it off the near boards. Cutler gets hit by number 10, Anthony Costantini. As over to the right side, Yoon's shot saved by Alexander, and he holds on with 11:02 left in the second. Both teams have 14 shots, and it looks like a second period a little bit more physical than what we saw in the first period. Brandon Cutler taking a shot there, and just kind of a scramble play. Cutler's going to be a big playmaker for the Grizzlies. He plays a strong two-way game. Betts on the ice with Burke and Sandlin. Two guys who didn't play in the preseason. We don't know a ton about them except for they were very successful college players. Mike McKee clears it out, and he lifts over the head of Mayhew, and we get another icing call as we come back towards Alexander with 10:56 left in the second. Same teams tomorrow afternoon. 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off, and then the Idaho Steelheads will be in town for a two-game set next Friday and Saturday. Then the Grizzlies have a bye week. And after that, the Wichita Thunder will be in town for a three-game series November 8th, 10th, and 11th. Grizzlies are home for the first 7 games of the regular season, 10 of the first 13. Draw won by the Oilers, rolls towards Alexander, who has to make a save, and he feeds it towards the far corner as Legrone drags down Sandlin. Sandlin gets up top for Mayhew, gets it in the left point. Mayhew dances around. He gets around Olsen. Mayhew left side, lefty shot. Saved by Alexander. He holds on, but that was a really good look by Kyle Mayhew, displaying some patience and puck handling skills as he just got around Ryan Olsen over there on the left side, skated towards the circle patiently, and was able to get a good look on Alexander. You talk about defensemen who are key for the Grizzlies in their playoff run last year. Mayhew in 6 games was a +4, which is certainly interesting considering how evenly matched that series was. Tulsa wins the draw. They'll tap it off the near boards. And it looks like icing is waved off as Mike McKee was able to clear it out. Grizzlies skate around their net as Mayhew across looking for Wesley. It tapped off a skate. Taking the puck is Nathan Burke, who skates across center ice. They'll skate down the middle, and he skates towards the left side, gets tripped up by Watson. No call on the play as McKee skates towards center ice. They'll throw a right wing pass towards Watson. He gets poked away, but Watson gets it back wearing number 20. Calvin Watson, Kalvyn. Gets to Andy Carroll on the left side, who gets to center ice with speed. Drops off for Codd, back to Carroll. Left side, he feeds to the corner. He bounced off of Wesley. As Wesley behind the net moves ahead to Penner. Penner skates towards the far side, still in the Grizzly zone. He gets to the blue line and chips a backhand pass from blue line to blue line, taken by Tulsa. We'll tap it off the near glass as Messner gets over to Mayhew. We'll tap it off the near wing boards and goes to Fitz. Dylan Fitz at center ice. We'll wing a right wing pass behind Tyler Penner. And we get a whistle. And it looked like Fitz, as he delivered the pass to Penner, was still in Grizzlies territory. So Utah's call for icing with 9:42 left in the second. Shots have been pretty even so far. Utah now with a 16-14 edge. So the Grizzlies do have an 8-4 edge here in the second period. As Mayhew gets it after Utah wins the face-off, they'll move it ahead. Bouncing puck right point kept in by Carson Vogt. He dumps in deep behind the net as Tulsa trying to chip it out in front. It glanced off the skate of Underwood as Mayhew will tap it over the head of Carroll, who chases after it. Hilderman gets there first for Tulsa. He skates around Alexander's net, drops it off for Carroll. Carroll's a pretty good skater, wearing number 14, 6'1", 185 pounds from Minnesota. He actually played at Minnesota State, and then with Abbotsford in the AHL. Oilers left side, lefty shot goes wide. That was taken by Kranovic. As over to the right point, as Budrea feeds it to the left corner. Oilers in the attack zone, get over to Carson Vogt. Lefty shot, saved by Miner. As Vogt fired the blast from near the blue line, and Miner made a routine glove save. Tulsa make a line change, so do the Grizzlies. Christian Horn talking things over with Ryan Kanasowicz. Horn, the first-year assistant coach for the Grizzlies. It looks like he's working with the defensive unit quite a bit. Draws over on the left side. And it's taken by Utah. Dean Ukura took the face-off against Kranovic as puck ends up with Utah. As looked like Underwood thought he got hit with a high stick, but no call. Sandelin throws it towards Power. He overskates it. Left side puck glides towards Alexander, who feeds to Olsen near side. Olsen tried to clear it out. Ukura keeps it in. He'll get it to Sandelin. Sandelin avoids a check of Budrea. Fairbrother battles with Bertuzzi. His play starting to get physical tonight. Olsen feeds out to center ice for Sheriff, who drops off for Bertuzzi, who gains the line, left wing. Over to Sheriff. Will take a righty shot that goes wide. As Olsen to the right side near the boards will wrap it around for Sheriff. He'll let it go to Budrea in the left point. As Bertuzzi actually took it away from Budrea and conceded back to neutral ice. Bertuzzi gets hit, moving ahead to Gallant, wearing number 25. Last year it was McMessner towards the end of the year wearing 25. Unsers to Martel. Shot goes wide. As Sheriff clears it out to center, taken by Teixeira, who's back in his own zone. As we're past the halfway point tonight, Hume ahead to Gallant. He skates into the right side all alone. He'll take a righty shot. And saved by Alexander as it bounced off his shoulder. As Tulsa clears it out, it looks like it's going to be icing. There's a stick laying at neutral ice as Teixeira will get it. 7:46 left in the second. Boy, really good look there by Cole Gallant, who easily could have made it 4-1. Fired a shot and it bounced off the shoulder of Gage Alexander. We're talking about guys that are making their first full season as professionals. You know, Messner's a guy we've talked about. But Cole Gallant had an outstanding college career at Western Michigan. I think that was a big trade by Ryan Kanasowicz, trading future considerations to the Trois Rivières Lions for really a forward that's got outstanding speed. And it looks like he's going to be a big playmaker for the Grizzlies. Tulsa wins the draw. They get it out to center ice, and the Oilers enter the zone from the left. As they skate over, Michael Farron gets pushed by the captain, Josh Wesley. Taking over as Cutler, who holds Farron. Wesley battles along the corner, 2-on-2. As goes back to Codd, who gets the left circle for Polson. He'll take a righty shot, and it's blocked by Gallant. As Cutler, 2-on-3, crosses center ice. Centers to Martel, take a righty shot, and it goes over the crossbar. Martel could have made it 4-1. And as Gallant, left point, throws to Martell. Left side, Martell skates towards his right, gets to Wesley. Wesley centering pass to Cutler, but Cutler just couldn't connect on it. Good idea by Wesley. As Tulsa gets to the center ice with the puck. Codd drops it off for Farron. Left wing, righty shot, saved by Minor. Looked like Trent was trying to figure out where it was for a second, but he's able to make the save and cover up with 7:01 left in the second. Boy, we got some good action here. Great centering pass by Josh Wesley that Cutler just couldn't get much of a stick on it for the shot. Tulsa came back the other way and had a pretty good look of their own. Looks like we've got some good offensive work here by both teams. Looks like both offensive units are in mid-season form. I do think Tulsa is an improved club from last year. Looks like they've improved their speed from last season. And they're going to be determined to have a bounce back year after finishing in last place in the 2022-23 season. Tulsa wins the draw there in the attack zone. Carroll over towards Konarami. Krenovich as goes over to the right side. I swear, I worked on that name all day long. And then we get to game time, and I completely flub it. As Carroll dumps it in from the right side as he chases after it. Fairbrother gets a stick in the way. He gathers the puck and gets it to Betts as near Utah's goal line. Chips from one corner to the other as Tulsa gathers it. Left side, Hilderman swings and misses. Now he gets it back and fires it wide. Underwood gets poked away by Krenovic. As Utah gets to Kyle Betts, 2-on-2. They get to center ice. Betts will veer off to the right. He enters the zone. Betts skates towards the right wing boards, gathers it, throws it across to Yoon. Yoon wearing number 4. He's in the left circle all alone. Yoon skates on Alexander. Take a shot. Saved by Alexander. And the Oiler goaltender is able to cover up in the crease with a big 6'6" frame. Fans look like they're having a good time. A good Saturday night crowd considering all the other sports and entertainment options that are here in the Salt Lake Valley. We'll go over those college football scores during the second intermission. We'll also talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on things. Penner will take the draw. The Grizzlies Iron Man. It's his 145th consecutive game. We're not sure if he's got as many consecutive games as Gord Dineen had. But we do know the 21st century, he's the Grizzlies all-time Iron Man. As over to the left side, Grizzlies have the puck. As Dylan Fitz behind the goal line, near the corner. He's on the far side, gets up top for Yoon, right side. He throws to the high slot for Teixeira, who will tap it into the right corner. Gathering, it's Utah as Grizz get hit in the corner, but keeping the feet is Messner, but he gets it poked away. And Tulsa behind the net has the puck. As the Oilers over to the far side with Dylan Fitz shadowing Ryan Olsen. They get it to the near side as Bertuzzi gets poked away by Penner, wraps it around the wall. It's taken back by Carl Boudrea. We'll throw it to the near corner as Tulsa taps it to Bertuzzi on the near side. Bertuzzi with a diagonal pass that connects at center ice. Boudrea will tap it into the right corner and chase after as Boudrea hits Mayhew. Puck ends up back in the near corner as Penner throws it back to the far corner for Mayhew. Puck along the perimeter quite a bit here tonight. Betts feeds it to Penner, 2-on-2. Fitz enters the zone and dumps it in at the end of his shift. Grizzlies get some new forwards on the ice with about 5 minutes left in the second. Utah leads 3-1. Matsushima skates towards the far side as he loses the puck near the Utah blue line. Grizz move it ahead. Grizzlies enter the zone. Nathan Burke, wearing number 24, drops off for West. He'll take a shot, and it goes wide as it ricochets off the end wall. Power will skate towards the left point. Now wrap it around the wall. It's cut off by Doogie Legrone, who will lift it in the air. Chasing after it's Matsushima. No icing as Matsushima gets it at the near goal line. He skates around Utah's net, trying to chip it out in front, and Minor gets a piece of it. Now to the far side. The Grizzlies roll it back to Minor, covers up, and that was Jared Power rolling it back to the Utah third-year netminder. Timeout on the ice, 4:34 left in the second. It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Oilers 1. Shots have been pretty close to even. Utah 18 shots to Tulsa 17 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
3-1 Grizzlies, 4:34 left in the second period. And if you joined us late, the Grizzlies leadership really is going to be strong this season. Josh Wesley is going to be the captain, making his Grizzlies debut tonight. Assistant captains Keone Teixeira and Kyle Betts for home games, and for road games, it's going to be Tyler Penner and Dylan Fitz. And there's probably 4 or 5 other guys you could easily put a letter on for the upcoming season. A lot of new faces. We're getting to know Ryan Sandelin and Nathan Burke quite a bit, as those two combined for Utah's first goal, along with Kyle Betts. It was Nathan Burke that scored first for the Grizzlies, as that came 5:45 in. Utah took a 2-0 lead as Kyle Betts scored shorthanded. Betts has 1 goal and 1 assist. Tulsa got on the board 7:48 into the first period with Carl Boudrea getting a power play goal, with Kranovic and Folk getting the assist. And then Brandon Cutler, 1:24 into the second, scored with Josh Wesley getting the assist. That's the only goal scored so far in the second period. Utah has a slight shot edge in the second frame as the Grizz win the faceoff in their own zone. Skating from left to right, they move it ahead to Cole Galan, who gets a piece of it, no icing. Deep in the Oilers zone, Grizzlies trying to get to Martell. It goes between his legs. Michael Underwood gets it neutralized, so backpedal into the Grizzlies zone. He'll outlet it to Martell in the slot. Over to Wesley, as he'll take a left wing shot. That was actually Brandon Cutler. Left point took the shot, and Alexander made the save. 4:14 left in the second. Utah still leads by 2. As Grizz make a line change. Keone Teixeira is certainly going to be a leader for the Grizzlies. He actually wore the captaincy for the Indy Fuel in the 2021-22 season. He led the Fuel in plus-minus last year at a +19 rating. Draw taken by Betts for the Grizzlies against Kranovic, and Kranovic wins the draws. Tulsa skates from right to left. Polson with speed, left side, drops it off for Michael Farron. Left wing, left righty shot, and Miner got a piece of it for the save. Action over on the far side. Grizzlies get it as Betts moves ahead to Yoon. He'll skate down the middle. Yoon chips to his right for Sandelin. Sandelin tried to center it, bounced off the McKee. Tulsa comes back the other way, 2-on-1. Codd skates towards the left circle, take a righty shot, save, rebound shot, and that one goes wide. Boy, the second look went just wide. Codd gets knocked down, as looks like no penalty call. Grizzlies get it in the near side. They move it ahead to Betts, who skates down the middle. He'll chip it towards the near wing boards. Messner couldn't get it. McKee arguing his case. He thinks Tulsa should be on the power play. As the Oilers gain the line, Folk gets around Yoon as action in the corner. Sandelin reaches his stick, got a piece of it. As Kranovic will throw it to the right side as Tulsa. Hilderman, righty shot, saved by Miner. He holds on as Hilderman had a pretty good look from the right point. Miner gathered it and didn't allow a rebound. And the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone with 3:15 left in the second. It'll be interesting to talk with Tim Broussard about Miner's performance. Looks like he's doing a good job not allowing the rebounds. Tulsa had a 2-on-1. There was a rebound there after Codd took the shot on the left side, and Tulsa somehow missed the net. Looked like if they had the accuracy, they could have gotten their second goal of the night. Grizzlies 3, Tulsa 1. Natsushima will take the draw for Tulsa against Tyler Penner. And the draw won by the Oilers. Right wing shot is blocked as Carson Folk took it. Natsushima behind the goal line, tried to drop it off, but Kranovic was skating the other way. As Wesley loses at center ice, Tulsa re-enters. Kranovic skates down the middle, lefty shot, kick saved by Miner. Rebound goes out to the near corner. Folk battles, 2-on-2 battle in the corner. Penner pushes Folk. F-O-C-H-T, his last name, Carson Folk, as Utah comes out of the pile with a puck. As Wesley throws it towards Fitz, he loses it. Now the Grizzlies get it back as Mayhew will lift it towards the bench area. It taps off the far wing boards at center ice. Tulsa at their blue line will chip it across to Boudrea, who has Tulsa's lone goal tonight. Across to Hilderman. Horizontal pass to Boudrea. He gets to the left side. He'll tap it off of Penner. Boudrea gets it back, and he'll throw it into the zone. As chasing after deep in the Grizzly zones, Josh Wesley. He collides with Kranovic. Wesley's got a size advantage in that case. Matsushima delivers a hit. Mayhew gets pushed in the back by Olsen. Mayhew gets the puck. He skates around Miner's net. Mayhew will tap it off the far wing glass. It glides all the way deep in the Oilers zone. And icing is called on the Grizzlies with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in the second period. Well, I mentioned the success that Trent Miner has had over the last 2 years. 10 shutouts with the Grizzlies. He also had one with Colorado at the start of his pro career. 11 pro shutouts in 78 games. He was the Grizzlies team MVP last season. So far tonight, he stopped 19 of 20. And as Utah throws to the far side, now they get to neutral ice. Cutler feeds it to the right side for Martell. He steps over the line. Martell gets around McKee, tried to center it to Cutler, and in the way was Legrone. Puck goes to the high slot. As Fairbrother, lefty shot, saved by Alexander. Rebound goes to the right side as Cutler takes it away from Bertuzzi. Now it's the left side. Fairbrother skates in, shot, and it gets blocked as Fairbrother was looking for a backhand. Just too much traffic out in front. Underwood, blue line to blue line pass towards Fairbrother, who dumps it in. Alexander behind his net. We'll get to McKee, who throws it between his legs as Olsen moves ahead to Bertuzzi. Now Sheriff near center ice collides with Burke. Burke has a tap off his sticks. Sheriff will feed it to the right side. Olsen shot saved by Minor as puck goes to the right side. Hilderman couldn't corral the bouncing puck. Grizzlies moving out to center. Bertuzzi gets in front of Burke and takes the puck away. He tried to dump it in. Underwood cut it off. As Underwood gets it to the right side for Sandelin, who enters the zone with speed. He gets hit by Poulsen. Sandelin keeps his feet, moves it across to Burke. Now up top to Teixeira, left wing. Lefty shot is blocked. Tulsa 2-on-2. They cross center ice. Farron feeds to his right. Tulsa gets it. Codd, righty shot. Saved by Minor. T-Bone Codd had a good look from the right side. Minor's net got dislodged after the shot. Some pushing and shoving. That gets the fans excited. Well, it looks like there's nothing more than a few words being exchanged. Just battling for that real estate out in front of the net. Michael Farron over there. Teixeira just trying to protect his net. Tulsa's done a good job getting some traffic out in front of Trent Minor. Yoon having some words with Tyler Poulsen. Poulsen sporting a beard. You feel like the first-year pros. Underwood's looked good tonight, and so has Brian Yoon. You got a feeling that as the season progresses, they're just going to continue to get better and better. Looked like after Minor made the save, Burke pushed Poulsen into the net. And then Farron had some words with Brian Yoon. I think Farron thought that Yoon was the one that pushed Poulsen into the net, and it was actually Burke. Looked like Farron was going after the wrong guy there. 51.6 seconds left in the second. Draws in the far circle of the Grizzly zone. Tulsa wins it. Boudreau over to Hilderman. One-timer saved by Minor. That was a blast by Hilderman as the puck around Utah's net. And Teixeira gets it. He'll move it to Sandelin, who's looked good tonight. Cross to Betts, who's got good speed. He crosses center ice. Betts gains the line. Lefty shots blocked by Boudreau and goes to the far corner. Betts chases after. He feeds it from one corner to the other as Burke gets held up by Hilderman. As Sandelin pushes Codd. As 25 seconds and counting left in the second. As Burke literally kicks it to Sandelin, cut off by Codd, who's got good speed. Sandelin and Claude collide in the far corner. Now Grizzlies get it up top. Now across to Yoon. Right side, Cyrus to Betts. But getting in the way was Boudreau for Tulsa, who's played solid tonight. Teixeira, high slot, gets over to the left side. Fits one-timer saved by Alexander. As Tulsa lifts it out to center ice. Teixeira gets it. And that will do it for 40 minutes of play here at Maverik Center. Boy, both teams look good in that second frame. The only goal was scored by Brandon Cutler, 124 in, as Wesley was able to make a nice pass to Cutler, and Cutler just kind of veered off to the left and scored past Alexander. Shots are pretty close to even. Tulsa with 23 to the Grizzlies 22. Good defensive effort by the Grizz, who have 5 new defensemen this season. They're in the lineup. And it's been a pretty fun game, especially for a season opener. It's been pretty crisp on both sides. When we return to the second intermission report, we'll recap the first 2 periods, and then we'll talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on things as the Grizzlies have a 2-goal lead after 2 periods. Once again, the Grizzlies lead the Oilers 3-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Second intermission here at Maverik Center, and the Grizzlies lead 3-1. I'm Tyson Whiting. The Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals of the contest. Nathan Burke got his first in the Grizzlies uniform and 4th as a pro. He scored 3 goals in the AHL towards the end of last season with the San Jose Barracuda. Sandelin and Betts with the assist. That's Ryan Sandelin's first assist as a professional. He played in 4 games with the Colorado Eagles at the end of last year and had 1 goal. Kyle Betts with a multiple-point game. He had an assist on Utah's first goal, and he scored shorthanded. 7:22 in with Michael Underwood getting the assist. That's Underwood's first professional point. Betts just skates along the right side, 2-on-3. Didn't have numbers, so I think Tulsa was expecting him to at some point just dump it in deep and retreat, as Utah was shorthanded. He skated towards the right point, took a shot. It was blocked by Tulsa, but Betts got it back and fired away. And the second chance got past Gage Alexander. Later on in that same power play, Tulsa got on the board. Carl Boudreau with his first of the season. Obviously, it's opening night. I've been working on this name all day, and I'm pretty sure I botched it 10 times. I listened to it over and over again on YouTube, and then when it matters the most, obviously you forget because I'm a choke artist. Kyle Krenkovic. I got to go back to YouTube. I'm pathetic. He gets an assist. So does Carson Folks. That's Tulsa's only goal of the game so far. It was on the power play, 7:48 in. Utah led 2-1 after 1 period. Tulsa outshot the Grizzlies 10-8 in the first frame. Both teams had 13 shots in the second period. The only goal was scored by Brandon Cutler, 1:24 in, with Josh Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, getting his first point in a Utah uniform. Wesley is familiar to Tulsa fans. He played in 26 games with the Oilers in the 2019-2020 season. Trent Miner has stopped 22 of 23 in net for the Grizzlies. He's been solid. Gage Alexander has stopped 18 of 21. Not many power plays tonight. Tulsa 1 for 2 on the power play. Utah 0 for 2. But remember, the Grizzlies do have that shorthanded goal. The only penalty in the second period, Tyler Polson for Tulsa got a tripping minor, 5:24 in. So the Grizzlies didn't commit a penalty in the second period. It does look like the officials are letting them play here tonight, and there's really nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a game where the officials let them play. Through 2 periods, scoring chances, the Grizzlies have 12. Tulsa has 10. Boy, face-off battle was dominated by Tulsa in the second period. 19-5, the Oilers had the edge according to the off-ice officials. That means through 2 periods, the Oilers have a 29-16 edge in the face-off circle. Neither team had a power play shot in the second period or a shorthanded shot. Tulsa has 6 power play shots tonight. Both teams have 1 shorthanded shot. The Grizzlies, 1 shot found the back of the net. Utah 7 hits to Tulsa 6. And both teams have 2 giveaways. Tulsa had 2 and Utah had 1 in the second period. I actually think it's been a pretty solid game. We've seen some good passing tonight. We've really seen some good defensive efforts on both sides. I think Carl Boudreau for Tulsa in particular has played really well. And I think if Tulsa doesn't play as well defensively as they did in the second period, Utah probably ends up with another 2 or 3 goals. I don't think that, regardless of the scoreboard, I don't think Tulsa should get discouraged. It looks like they're going to be a pretty good team this year, especially if they get good goaltending. Dante Sheriff's been a standout in the forward spots for Tulsa. He's really been impressive. Carson Fogt, Kyle Krenkovic. I swear, I listened to his name being said 15 times on YouTube. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. Matt Matsushima, we'll see what he does here in the third period, the former All-Star for Tulsa. And I think Tyler Polson, he always looks good against the Grizzlies. And once again, he's looked good against Utah here tonight. But it is a 2-goal lead for the Grizzlies. Utah almost automatic over the last 2 years when leading after 2 frames. Almost has that feeling next goal can end up deciding things. Can Tulsa get back in the game? and make it a one-goal contest. If the Grizzlies score first in the third period, it's going to be awful tough for Tulsa to come back in this one with Utah already up by 2 goals. When we come back to the Utah Grizzlies intermission report presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott, we'll be joined by Tim Broussard, and we'll get his thoughts on things. We'll make it a 1-minute break so I can go on YouTube and listen to how 37 for Tulsa's name's pronounced for maybe the 15th time here today. Maybe it will stick by tomorrow. I don't know. Second intermission, 3-1 Grizzlies on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Kyle Krinkovic. Oh, we're back. Second intermission, Kyle Krinkovic's looked good for Tulsa. He's got 1 assist. I listened to his name being said on YouTube for like 2 hours straight. You get to game time and I choke, which, never mind. Utah leads by 2. The only goal in the second period was a beauty by Brandon Cutler. I got a feeling that connection, Cutler and Wesley, already they seem to have good chemistry. And it seems like over the last few days when the team's hanging out, it seems like Cutler and Wesley are talking to each other quite a bit. And that chemistry's paid off here so far.
Yeah, zero hesitation from Wesley on that to jump in on the play with Cutler right there. And even though Cutler took the shot, Wesley was right there to add a value-added distraction. And, where did Cutler's goal go? Was that glove side high?
I was thinking about you. When he scored that goal.
I heard that. I saw it. And I'm like, that's where the rest of the shots are going to go. I think the Grizzlies had 13 shots in that period, and at least 7 of those were glove side high.
Kyle Krinkovic. Believe me, when he touched the puck for the first time in the third period, I'll blow it again. But for an opening night game, I think both teams are actually looking pretty good defensively. And it seems like the passing's been good, but it seems like both teams have put together a good defensive effort.
I'd agree with that. The notes that I had on here is, both defenses are getting the pucks to their offense in a position for them to be successful. The difference is that the timing is a little bit more crisper on the Grizzlies side, and we're able to attack the offensive zone 3 abreast versus Tulsa 2 abreast and 1 straggler, and we're doing it without being offsides. That means a lot more pressure initially on that entrance of the zone, and I think that's why we're getting more chances out of our 13 shots. Tulsa just had 13 shots in maybe 2 or 3 quality chances. We had 13 shots and maybe 7 or 8 quality chances. Well, those definitely relate to goals by the end of the game.
I think the 2 guys making their pro debuts tonight, Brian Yoon and Mike Lungerwood, have really looked good. They come from a college program, and it's interesting. I think both guys in media day kind of talked about being a defenseman type of defenseman. Get the puck and just move it ahead.
How about that clean takeaway that Brian Yoon had at the 16 mark, where I'm not sure who he was up against because it was kind of a straggler of bodies, but he was left alone on an island, and not only did he clear out the area for Trent Miner, but he did it without taking a penalty. That's awesome. That being physical, you called it out, being the second period being a little bit more physical, but he's able to be physical, dump the Tulsa Oiler on his backside and did it without taking a penalty, and that transitioned our offense going the other way. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Hats off to Brian Yoon.
Looks like both teams are pretty fast this year. Tulsa more speed than what they had in previous years. Looks like both teams want to get the transition game going.
Yeah, and that starts with the defense and everything immediately. I'm impressed. It's like anytime the puck is not even to the stick, it's like it's where you have that obvious possession where we're obviously going to get it, the wings are already gone and the defense is already looking up. And I have the other notes on here. Our defense is collecting the pass with their heads up, looking for the wings that are already shooting down there. There is like, at times, there's like no neutral zone at all. We're already in the attack zone going in 3 abreast. This is really good skill, and this is a really good system that Ryan has in place.
Looks like the officials are letting them play tonight, but I think both teams are doing a good job being disciplined through 2 periods.
And it's going both ways. It's not like you have egregious penalties or non-calls by Tulsa or us. No, it's going both ways, and they're letting them be physical. And it's interesting to see with the 4-man crew versus last year predominantly a 3-man crew if they're not more confident in letting it go versus a 3-man crew. The one ref has got to call it and to keep it from getting out of hand. Well, now you have the leading ref and the trailing ref, and the trailing ref can pick up on that other stuff that happens, behind the puck or after the puck or that kind of thing. So maybe that comes with the confidence that the refs know, hey, I'm getting covered on the backside coming in.
How did Dane Trent Miners look through 2 periods?
Awesome. We talked about it. The one goal or by Tulsa early on on their power play, fine. But if you want to talk about the differences between the goalies, it's coming down to rebound control. Miner's not giving out anything. Now he's had a couple where he's had to look behind him, but it was in his pads and he had closed off 5-hole, shutting that off. Alexander and as a goalie, folks, it. If they're shooting high and everything's going high, you're like, oh man, I'm struggling up high. And that even on his glove saves, he's bobbling it and he's juggling it. It's anything but clean, and the Grizzlies are pouncing in there like sharks, just waiting for that juicy rebound. You can see Pinner drooling, just give that to me, and he's Alexander's just that much off from giving like 2 or 3 more goals just off of rebounds.
It's got to be tough being a bigger goalie. You probably have to work on your technique maybe a little bit more if you're 6'6" like he is, with knees and elbows everywhere.
Right, exactly, and it's hard to keep it's hard to keep a compact position and move in that compact position. Sometimes the smaller goalies have a lot more success doing that. An example is the Grizzlies' third goalie, Giannuzzi. He can move in this compact unit the whole time. You're not going to see Garrett Metcalf move in that. He's going to be a lot more fluid and a lot more flow and not just segmented, but there'll be parts of that where Giannuzzi's going to move as one unit. Miner's kind of that blend in between. But Alexander being that big, tall goalie, it's almost moving in segments, arms, head, back, legs, and it's not quite in sync. And I say in sync enough that the Grizzlies shooters are getting some really good looks and some really good lanes to look and start picking their corners, so to speak.
What do the Grizzlies need to do here in the final 20 minutes of regulation to secure the first 2 standings points of the season?
Just win the period. Just win the period. Do the same exact things. Don't get complacent. Don't let off the gas pedal. Just keep it going. The defense is leading the rush. Keep it that way. Have the wingers have their heads up as they're going into the zone. Keep it the exact same way. The only way we're going to let Tulsa in is by complacency.
First 5 minutes have got to be critical there. I mean, not letting Tulsa get back in the game early in the third period.
Exactly. And Tulsa knows this, and they want it, and they're going to want to come back. Ryan Olsen and company and Matsusima, they are waiting for that chance. And look at it. 1 goal by Tulsa changes the entire complexion of the game. The worst lead in hockey is that 2-goal lead. So, you know what? We could use some insurance here.
Yeah, a little insurance wouldn't hurt.
A little insurance wouldn't hurt. But I think the next goal changes the complexion. I don't think we're going to end it at 3-1. I think the Grizzlies or Tulsa is going to get it. And if Tulsa gets it, that puts the momentum clearly in their end of the ice.
Well, thanks for the time. We'll talk to you during the postgame show.
Hey, thanks, Tyson.
That's Tim Broussard. Grizzlies lead 3-1 through 2 periods. And when we come back, we will give you some stats from around the world of sports, some scores in the ECHL, and we'll have third period action. Kyle Kranovic. I'm going to have to go back to YouTube. 3-1 Grizzlies on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America. This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Now we're about set to start third period action here, but let's go over some scores in the ECHL as Utah leads 3-1. Second intermission over at Idaho Central Arena. The Steelheads lead Allen 5-2. That score was tied at 1 after one period. But the Steelheads get goals from four different players. Colton Keller, Ty Pelton Bice. Actually, Keller scored twice. Pelton Bice and Aaron Aragon. Fournier has the Allen goal. As it's 5-2 Idaho. Dylan Wells gets a start in net for Idaho. He stopped 17 of 19. All the other action in the league has gone final. Wheeling defeats Cincinnati 4-1. Indy over Fort Wayne 3-1. Worcester defeats Adirondack 5-2. Kansas City in a Mountain Division battle defeats Wichita 4-2. Greenville over Norfolk 3-2. It was also a 3-2 final. This one in overtime as Kalamazoo defeats Toledo. Jacksonville over Florida 3-1. Atlanta 4, Savannah 2. Orlando is a 6-3 winner over South Carolina. Trois Riviere defeats Maine 6-4. And Newfoundland is a 4-1 winner over Reading as Newfoundland goes to 2-0 this season. Reading is 0-2. Grizzlies will face Newfoundland 6 times in the regular season, 3 on Thanksgiving week, and 3 times at Newfoundland in early January. In college football, BYU defeats Texas Tech 27-14. That game's gone final as BYU gets the victory. And late fourth quarter, Utah leads USC 31-26. Well, both teams are on the ice as we speak, getting ready for third period action. Trent Miner's been solid tonight, stopping 22 of 23. Tulsa's Gage Alexander has saved 19 of 22. Brian Kanaswich returns to the Grizzlies bench with Christian Horn making his assistant coach debut spot with the Grizzlies, his debut night. Horn played in the final game in the 2019-2020 season for the Grizzlies. He was acquired in a trade with Indy. He played in 25 games with the Grizzlies in the 2020-21 season. And Christian Horn, the new assistant coach for the Grizzlies, replacing the Sandy, Utah native Jared Pike. And before that, Tegan Zahn for a couple of years, being the Grizzlies assistant. It's going to be interesting to see what Brandon Cutler is able to do here in the third period. Cutler and Ryan Sandelin each are tied for the Grizzlies, lead with 4 shots each. Fairbrother, Yoon, Cole Gallant, and Keone Teixeira have 2 shots for the Grizz. Andy Carroll leads Tulsa with 4 shots. Ryan Olson has 3, and then a few others have 2. T-Bone, as it's listed in the Tulsa score sheet, Davis T-Bone Codd has 3 shots for the Oilers as well. Puck dropped at center ice. It's won by the Grizzlies. Utah skates from right to left here in the third period as Nathan Burke dumps it in after Kyle Betts won the draw. As Tulsa from left to right. McKee moves it ahead. Bertuzzi gets it out towards Olson near the Tulsa bench. Poked away by Olson and Sandlin. Sandlin comes off the ice as McKee over to Doogie Legron. Now to Olson, who moves it ahead. As Tulsa gets out to center ice, they tried to dump it in, and they bounced off Underwood. Right side, Sheriff couldn't get it from Olson. He would have had a good chance if he would have corralled the puck. Right side, Hilderman across to Carroll. Carroll left side, lefty shot. Kick saved by Miner, and the puck flies high into the air. It's gloved and dropped by Burke, who carries it out to center ice. Burke skates towards his right, and he'll dump it in at the end of Utah's first shift of the third period. As Grizz over to the near corner, Martell will bounce off the skate of Hilderman, who gets the puck. He'll skate from one corner now, backing out towards Boudrea. Now ahead towards Krenkovic as Utah gets it. Martell, right side shot, saved by Alexander. Rebound goes to Krenkovic as Folk battles with Gallant. As puck ends up towards the near goal line. Taken back by Tulsa as Carroll throws to the far side. Grizzlies get it. As Martell tried to center it, Carroll cuts him off. Oilers with the puck deep in their own zone behind their net. Tulsa starts the attack as Hilderman Moves it in, looking for Mayhew, picks it off as they're looking for Krenkovic. As Mayhew centers it, kicks all the way towards Alexander as Mayhew was looking for Fitz cutting in front of the net. Puck ends up in the near side. Tulsa gets it as Hilderman moves it towards Krenkovic, number 37, as his pass to center ice picked off by Fitz. Now to Messner, right wing just outside the circle. Take a lefty shot. Kick saved by Alexander. Rebound goes out to the left point. Penner gathers it, spins it around the wall. Teixeira, right side, towards the corner, over to Fitz, who gets pushed by Costantini. Right side, Messner. Right point shot, saved by Alexander, as Messner had a good lefty shot from the right side, but Alexander makes the save with 18:05 left in the third. Grizzlies already a few shots here so far in the third period. Dean Yakura out there. He'll take the face-off with Martel and Jared Power, who's on the left wing. Up top is Brian Yoon and Keone Teixeira. As Davis T-Bone Codd will take the draw for Tulsa. He's been one of the Oilers' best forwards tonight. As the Oilers win the face-off, they'll tap it off the far glass. It goes past Brian Yoon, and the arm is raised by the linesman as icing is on the Oilers again. This time with 17:58 left in regulation. Same teams tomorrow afternoon, 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off, second and final game of the series. These teams will meet 10 times during the regular season, 5 at Maverik Center and 5 over at BOK Center. Draws on the far side. Tulsa had an outstanding second period in the face-off circle, 19-5. As the Oilers win the face-off, as Polson moves along the far wing boards to center ice, goes back to Polson. It bounces off of him. He gets to the puck before Yakura at the Tulsa blue line. As the Oilers chip it across, it's off the near wing boards. The Oilers move it from one blue line to the other as Polson couldn't handle it, but he got a piece of it as Miner feeds it to the near corner. Polson gets blasted by Teixeira. Polson gets back to his feet, sporting a beard. Over to the right side, Teixeira gets tripped up, no call. The Oilers get it up top as right point. Costantini with a righty shot that goes wide off the end wall. As Tulsa gets a screen getting around Brian Yoon, but the Oilers lose the puck as Yakura moves ahead to Martel. The Rooster battles with Polson. Polson trying to back check him. Martel pins the puck with his skate along the boards. Martel tries to escape. He gets held up by another Oiler, and that's Bertuzzi. Now, Tulsa gets it. Righty shot, and it goes wide. Michael Farron took it from the left wing. Play getting physical as Teixeira collides along the glass with Dougie Legrone. Utah diagonal pass looking for Sandelin. It goes over his stick, and icing is called as Sandelin crashed into the end boards after the whistle. And now Dougie Legrone and Ryan Sandelin have a conversation as action will go back towards Trent Miner with 16:54 left in the third. Dean Yakura will take the draw against former Grizzly Ryan Olson, who played with Kansas City a few years ago. Olson wins the face-off, but it goes to Jared Power as the puck didn't have enough power, pun not intended, to get to the Tulsa defensive unit. As Tulsa gets the puck near side, they're still in their own zone, skating from left to right. They move it over to Sheriff. Burke gets a piece of it. As Betts over to Burke, who enters from the left side to get to Sandel. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Alexander. Boy, good look by Burke there. Went to the left side, centered it to Sandelin. And Sandelin with a righty wrist shot. Alexander was able to make the save. And Alexander would have bobbled that for a second. Sandelin followed his shot and could have had a good look on a second chance, but he was able to hold on. Looks like a pretty good forward unit, but because we didn't see Burke, Sandelin, Gianni Fairbrother in the preseason, we're just now getting our first look at them, and looks like they're pretty solid hockey players. Looks like the Grizzlies have a pretty complete unit for the upcoming season, at least here to start. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Yakura gets it up towards Fairbrother. Left point. He'll spin it along the wall. Betts couldn't reach it. It's Mike McKee, seventh year of the Oilers. Throws to the right side. Underwood keeps it in. He feeds it towards Betts in the middle, but he couldn't reach it. Legrone will move it ahead. As Reggie Millette, number 42, crosses center ice. He gains the line left side. As Millette skates towards the corner, he gets hit by Underwood, the Michigan State product. The puck goes back to Utah. As Burke gets to center ice, he'll dump it towards the Tulsa blue line. As Grizz make a line change. Horizontal pass towards the far side. Now ahead to Watson. Calvin Watson, number 20, skates into the zone, drops it off. As Codd slot, righty shot goes wide. Gallant might have gotten a stick in the way. As Tulsa gathers it back at neutral ice, they throw it towards the Grizzlies bench. As Wesley lets it go, no icing. Miner behind his net. We'll get it to Kyle Mayhew. Over to Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, ahead to Cutler. Right wing pass to Gallant. He enters As Grizzlies skate towards the end boards, they get to Martell. Gets it back up top for Wesley, right side. They'll chip it around the wall as it taps the glass, goes to the near side. Over in the corner, Gallant trying to get it back to Martell. Tulsa took it away. 2-on-2, they cross center ice. Watson skates towards the right side, centers it over, and the pass goes wide as Krenkovic throws it to the left side, lefty shot, and it taps out a play as Grizzlies got a stick in the way as we get a whistle. 15 minutes, 21 seconds left in the third. Pretty good opening night crowd here at Maverik Center. Remember, the Grizzlies are going to be home for 7 straight games to start the regular season. First road game will be on a Wednesday afternoon in the middle of November against the Iowa Heartlanders. It's going to be a 9:35 start. Thanksgiving week, the Newfoundland Growlers will be in town. Grizz are home for 10 of the first 13 games of the regular season. Grizz win the draw. Teixeira trying to get it over to Fitz. Tulsa active with their sticks tonight. Get it? As they throw it towards the right side, the only guy there was Messner. Problem is he plays for the Grizzlies. Moves ahead to Fitz. He tries to get around Constantini. Fitz battles near the Tulsa bench. Over towards Penner. He couldn't handle it. Tulsa gets the puck in their own zone. As the Oilers skating from left to right, Krenkovic will skate down the middle. Right wing pass to center ice as Tulsa avoids Penner, but Boudreau pushes Penner. Boudreau thought he got elbowed. It looked like Penner missed him. Constantini over to Boudreau, left side. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Miner as Teixeira got pushed into Miner from Carson Vogt. As Miner's able to hold on with 14:45 left in the third. Boy, another solid effort by Trent Miner tonight. Grizzlies shutout king has stopped 24 of 25 as he gets some water. Both teams make a line change. Looks like as the games progress, it's become more and more physical as Carson Vogt pushed Teixeira right into Miner. And luckily, Trent was able to make a save. Olsen will take the draw against Kyle Betts. Utah wins the faceoff as Burke on the near side will get it to center ice for Betts. Tulsa back defensively, so Betts will just dump it into the right corner. Sandlin chases after it. LeGrone gets a stick in the way first. Tulsa comes back the other way. Horizontal pass to Sheriff, who falls down at center ice. Olsen joins the play and dumps it in as Underwood. Over towards Olsen. Burke. Puck goes back to Sandal, and he couldn't reach it on the right side. He gets hit near the whistle by Olsen as icing is on the Grizzlies. Good three-man unit there with Betts, Nathan Burke, and Ryan Sandalin. Still trying to get used to them. As we mentioned with Burke and Sandalin, they each had successful college careers. Ryan Sandalin played at Minnesota State Mankato, and he had 29 points in 38 games last season. Sandalin had 76 points in 128 college games, 43 goals. Off the draw, Tulsa shot goes wide as Ryan Olsen spins along the wall. Betts challenges Sheriff as Tulsa around the net. As Bertuzzi feeds it to the other side, picked off by Betts as Sheriff was over on the right, trying to get it across to the left circle. As Burke gains the offensive line and dumps it in. Grizzlies at the end of a shift. 13:50 and counting left in the third. 3-1 Grizzlies. As Tulsa diagonal pass is picked off by Mayhew. He'll skate towards the left circle with speed. Mayhew lefty shot. He scores! And his baby's in the refrigerator as Kyle Mayhew gets his first of the year. And the Grizzlies have taken a 4-1 lead. Boy, what speed and playmaking ability by Kyle Mayhew as he high-fives everybody on the Grizzlies bench, including the goaltender Trent Miner, as Mayhew just skated towards the left circle. And what a crafty shot. They got under the arm of Gage Alexander. Well, I got a feeling Kyle Mayhew in his first season as a pro is going to have a big campaign. He got his feet wet in pro hockey towards the end of the regular season and in the playoffs. And he's just a winner. Looks like it's an unassisted goal, 6:18 into the third. 4-1 Grizzlies. Tulsa moves, dumps it in. No icing. Miner behind his net. Feeds it to the near side as Cutler clears it out. T-Bone Cod will throw it towards the Tulsa bench. Taken by Boudreau, who lifts it high into the air. It doesn't get to the video board, but just under it. As Farron dumps it in from center ice, right wing. As Tulsa gets knocked down, does Tyler Polson. He gets back to his feet, trying to center it, hit the side of the net. Another Oiler goes down. Grizzlies have the puck. Martell crosses center ice. He'll skeet towards his left as he avoids an elbow of Poulsen. Martel moves ahead to Teixeira. Now right side as Grizzlies feed it across. Teixeira rolls it along the boards. Messner wearing number 10. He was number 25 late last season. As he is double teamed over in the far corner, Tulsa taps it back to the other corner. The Oilers lifting out towards the left point. Cutler drops it. As puck goes over to Matsushima, who's been quiet tonight. He skates along the right wing. He crosses center ice. Dumps it in as he gets around Messner. Matsushima delivers a hit on Hume. Puck goes back to the Grizzlies. Cutler lifts it to center ice. Fitz locates it, but couldn't reach it. As McKee throws it towards Legron, as it looks like Grisby's trying to get the wave started here at Maverik Center. Hume throws to Teixeira. Back to Penner. They're trying to get over towards Fitz. Fitz gets the puck and throws it to Hume. Across to Teixeira. Time on the Grizzlies side. Over to Penner at center ice. It lifts over his stick and wobbles on its side towards Gage Alexander, who feeds to the right side. Penner couldn't handle it. Goes deep in the Oilers zone. Carson Folk gets it. They'll throw it to the near side. Now Tulsa out to center ice. It taps off the near glass. It goes to Fairbrother. Right wing pass to Penner at center ice. Across to Messner. Tape to tape. Messner skeets towards the left circle. He gets dragged down by Legron. Messner loses his helmet, and he'll have to skate off the ice. Messner grabs his helmet and skates off as Tulsa will wobble it out to center ice. Oilers get it to Krenkovic. Right point. Lefty shot goes over the head of Minor and stays in play as Underwood across to Fairbrother, near side. Grizzlies lead 4-1. Fairbrother up ahead. He gets blasted by Ryan Olsen. Fairbrother didn't get to center ice before dumping it in, so he's called for icing. 11:31 is left in the third period, and it looks like Grisby has successfully gotten the wave started here at Maverik Center as he is in section 113 conducting all the action. You know, for a second, I thought the wave was a thing of the past, but it looks like the wave is alive and well. Draws in the near circle. 11:31 left in regulation. Grizzlies 27 shots to Tulsa's 25. Tyler Penner will take the draw against Ryan Olsen. Action in the Grizzly zone as Utah wins the face-off. Fairbrother moves ahead to Penner. Across to Power along the near boards. Power avoids a check of Olsen as it goes to center ice. Gallant tried to dump it in. Tulsa looking for Bertuzzi. Passes wide of the mark as Mayhew over towards Gallant, who dumps it in. As Alexander will drop it off as the Oilers skate towards the near side. As Olsen moves ahead towards Bertuzzi, he gets the bouncing puck on the right side. He'll step over the offensive line and wrap it around the boards. Bertuzzi gets hit by Mayhew. Puck goes past Bertuzzi over to the near corner. Power bounces off for Bertuzzi. Olsen joins the play as he's battling with Dean Yakura. Grizzlies come out of the scrum with the puck as Utah moves it ahead. Mayhew towards Penner, who dumps it in. As it goes to Power, fed it across the crease, tapped off of Alexander's stick, and flies out of play into row 10 of section 102 as a Grizzly fan with a cowboy hat gets the puck. It's Utah 4, Tulsa 1. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Let's see, we got the Wave, we got YMCA going on. What year is it? Is it really 2023? Utah has been successful here so far in the season opener. 4-1 Utah, good Saturday night crowd. Draws in the Tulsa zone near side. Kyle Betts will take it. He wins the draw. Keone Teixeira over to the left side, gets into Nathan Burke. Good poke check by Matsushima, who gets the puck. He crosses center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. 2-on-4 is the Oilers. As Millette dumps it in, as Matsushima avoids a check of Teixeira. As Yoon over towards Betts in the near corner, back towards Burke, who gets pushed by Millette. As Burke's able to win the one-on-one battle with Millette, and he feeds it over to the far corner for Teixeira. Action still in the Grizzlies zone as McKee holds up Betts. And now the puck on its side wobbles into the Oilers zone. Tulsa resets. They'll feed it out to center ice as Watson, number 20, moves it past McKee. Millette gets it. He'll chip it over to the corner and chase after it. Fairbrother with a big hit on Millette. Puck goes to center ice. Martel chases after it. Good poke check by Costantini. Anthony's his first name. He's on an AHL deal with San Diego. As Watson gets around Martel, gains center ice and dumps it in. Miner behind his net will chip it over to Fairbrother in the near corner. Halfway through the third period, Grizzlies up 4-1. Martel near the Grizzlies bench throws it back to Michael Underwood, number 54. Actually started camp as number 24. They move it ahead to Cutler, who gets to center ice, and he'll tap it off the end glass. As the puck flies towards the corner, Cole Gallant collides with Costantini. Cutler joins the play. As Costantini battles with Gallant, Cutler took it away. Now it goes to T-Bone Con, who gets to center ice. Tulsa gets tripped up at center ice, and that's going to be a penalty. It's a late penalty. It's going to be on Underwood. Over to the left circle. Lefty shot goes wide. Tyler Polson to the right point. It's a late penalty. Tulsa's going to be on the power plays. They'll throw it over. Underwood touches up, and it's going to be a penalty. Only the third penalty by the Grizzlies tonight. Michael Underwood doesn't argue the call as he gets 2 minutes for tripping as Tulsa was entering into the attack zone, and an easy call by the referee. Two referees tonight, Trevor Wolford and David Lilly. I think Lilly's the one that made that call. If Tulsa's going to come back and make a run of this one, they're going to have to score here on the power play. 9:05 left in the third, 4-1 Utah. It's Michael Underwood's first penalty as a professional. He picked up his first professional point with an assist on the shorthanded goal scored by Kyle Betts. Utah wins the draw. They clear it out. Less than 9 minutes left in regulation. As the Oilers skate from left to right as Hildebrand will throw it to the right side. Brian Olsen crosses center ice. He gains the line. He gets hit by Mayhew, but keeps his feet. Olsen, a pretty good sized guy at 6'2" and 200. Over to the right side. Sheriff, shot, saved by Miner. Rebound goes back to the corner as Olsen battles with Mayhew. As Messner tried to clear it out and didn't. Over to the right side, Hilderman fumbles the puck on the right point, but keeps the puck. They'll feed it over to Tag Bertuzzi, number 84. Now up top for Hilderman, right side, across to Boudreau, who's got Tulsa's lone goal tonight. Over to Hilderman, back to Boudreau. They'll feed it to Sheriff, back to Boudreau. He's on the left side. He'll take a lefty shot, and it bounced off and into the back of the net. Boudreau bounced it off as Sheriff, and it went past Trent Miner. So it's a goal for the Oilers. Sheriff's going to get credited for the goal. Boudreau is going to get his second power play point with an assist. It's now a 4-2 game. Underwood comes out of the penalty box as Tulsa has two power play goals tonight. Looked like it just bounced off the Sheriff. It was kind of, it wasn't necessarily a clean look, but he was able to score. Sheriff, 5'11", 182 pounds, out of Ontario. He played with the Oilers last year. Sheriff with the goal, Boudreau, and Jared Hilderman with the assist. Time of goal, 11:44. So we're back to 5-on-5 skating. It's now a 2-goal game. Grizzlies 4, Oilers 2. Up ahead, Krinkovic can't reach it as Miner throws to the far side. Grizzlies in their own zone as Jung gets spun around. As looks like Tulsa's got an extra bounce to their step trying to get back in this one. Oilers left point. Carson Vogt throws it back to the corner as Teixeira challenges Krinkovic and back towards Vogt. He's in the left point over to Krinkovic. Left point. He'll skate towards the corner. He'll take a lefty shot. Gets redirected. Jung gets the rebound and clears it out. Goes to center ice. Legrom across to McKee near Utah's bench. And he'll wrap it around the boards from the left side all the way to the right. Folk couldn't handle it. Puck in the near corner as two Grizzlies collide. Puck goes over to the right side. Doobie Legrom, righty blast, saved by Miner. Puck along the far wing boards. Tulsa gets it. They'll back it out into their own zone. Grizzlies make a line change. Legrom out to center ice, moves it towards Matsushimu. Gets it. He had 28 goals last season. He gets blasted by Fairbrother, and that's going to be a penalty. As Krinkovic got hit by Fairbrother, he's back to his feet. Oh, it looks like it was Matsushima. He's slow to get up. Penalty on Fairbrother as Krinkovic was over there trying to confront Fairbrother. Matsushima's down. He's on two knees. That's going to be a penalty on Gianni Fairbrother. And it's his Grizzlies debut. Dante Sheriff yells at Fairbrother. Fairbrother, the former Laval Rocket. Matsushima back to his feet. He's still on two knees. Being checked over by Steve Lentern, the Oilers trainer. Boarding looks like it's a call. 7:15 left in the third. Grizzlies need a good penalty kill here. Both of Tulsa's goals tonight have been on the power play. Boarding's a call. Time of penalty 12:45 left in the third. And this is about as critical a sequence as we've had all game. Grizzlies 4, Oilers 2. Matsushima walking to the locker room rather slowly. Fairbrother in the penalty box for the first time in a Grizzlies uniform. Draws in the right circle. It's winning time here at Maverik Center. As Utah wins the draw, Wesley wraps it around the boards. It goes past Boudrea, who's got 2 points tonight and all the way deep in the Oilers zone. Boudrea, 1 goal and 1 assist. As the Oilers get the puck, is Hilderman, 2 defensemen on this shift. Over to Olsen, right wing, he crosses center ice. Olsen tried to skate to the corner, he gets challenged by Mayhew. Grizzlies throw it to the right point. Hilderman keeps it in. Across to Boudrea, over to Hilderman. He's on the right side. He'll feed it over to the right circle for Bertuzzi. Over to Hilderman, right side. He faked the shot, gathered it. Now throws it to Boudrea. Back to Hilderman. Hilderman throws to the left side for Sheriff, who's got a goal tonight. Sheriff dances around in the left circle. Take a righty shot. Saved by Minor. Olsen looking for the rebound out in front and fanned on it. Boudrea over to Hilderman. Down the middle. Gets to the left side for Olsen. Across to Bertuzzi. Right side of the goal line. He gets up top for Boudrea. Over to Bertuzzi. He's outside the right circle. Take a lefty shot. Saved by Minor. Trent holds on with 6:17 left in the third. 1:02 left in the Tulsa power play. Oilers will make a line change. So do the Grizzlies. Critical penalty kill here for the Grizzlies. Christian Horn looks things over as he gets some water. Ryan Kanasowicz also getting some water, the Grizzlies' third-year head coach. T-Bone Codd will take the draw for Tulsa. He's been one of their best forwards tonight. Gallant takes the face-off for Utah. It's won by Tulsa. Hilderman will get it to Folks. Back to Hilderman, who faked a one-timer, gathers it, now gets it to Boudrea on the left side. Now back to Hilderman. He's at the right point. Now to Boudrea, who fakes a shot. Now he takes one and it goes wide. Right point. Folks dance around, gets over to Hilderman. Shot saved by Minor. That was a blast from the high slot. Boudrea over to Hilderman, who's now at the right point. Back to Carson Folks. 37 seconds left in the power play. Over to Boudrea, who skates towards his right. Now across to Folks. Right circle. I look to center it out in front to Codd. And the puck flips high into the air and out of play as it glanced off a stick. As we get a whistle with 31 seconds left in the power play and 5:46 left in regulation. Draw's going to be in the near circle. Davis T-Bone Codd. He's been one of the best players for Tulsa here tonight. He's been active, and it looks like the Oilers do have more speed on this year's unit than in years past. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Ryan Sandlin, far side, gets it over Boudrea's head and clears it out. Oilers late in the power play. Utah leads 4-2 as the Oilers trying to climb back in. They cross center ice. Tulsa will get to the Utah blue line and dump it in as it bounced off the Minor. Utah tries to clear it out. It hits the referee. Boudrea, right side, takes a lefty shot and it's blocked. Grizzlies clear it out. Good job by Kyle Betts in the area, getting it out of the zone. Grizzlies are back at full strength as Fairbrother will join the play. He's matched up with Mayhew. Now Fairbrother will exit the ice as Underwood's out there. And replacing Fairbrother is a forward and Dylan Fitz. Oilers back in their own zone, about 5 minutes left in regulation. 4-2 Grizzlies. Hilderman moves ahead to neutralize as the Oilers chip it, but they chipped it in from their own territory, and that's going to be icing as Kyle Krankovic dumped it in, but he hadn't crossed center ice before dumping it in as he was trying to get off the ice. 4:56 left in the third period. Utah 4, Tulsa 2. Draw in the near circles, won by the Grizzlies. Fitz over to Mayhew. Left point, shot, and it's blocked. Fitz with a shot on the left side, and it's blocked by Codd. Tulsa clears it out to center. Josh Wesley moves ahead to Martell. The Rooster with a left wing pass to Burke, who steps over the blue line. Burke around the wall. Fitz over in the right corner, gets it back as Burke lets it go past him. Mayhew on the left point gathers it. He's already got a goal tonight, his first of the year. Centers over to Martell. Righty shot, saved by Alexander. Rebound shot, saved by Alexander again. Now it's the left side. Mayhew dancing around along the near boards over to Martell, left point. He gets around a skater in Constantini. as Codd holds up Martell. Tulsa clears it out. Puck on its side as Wesley chases after it. No icing. 4:12 and counting left in the third. Still 4-2 Grizzlies. Wesley over to the near side. Dances around in the corner. And so he'll get it past Mayhew. He gets it on the far side. Does Mayhew. Mayhew being challenged towards his left. He carries it out to center ice. Tried to dump it in, but didn't even get it past neutral ice. Tulsa's pass is incomplete as Teixeira gathers it. He'll feed a left wing pass over to Power. He throws it to the right corner. Penner across to Power in the near corner. Chips up top for Teixeira, left point. He feeds it to the circle. Nobody home but an Oiler. Now it's taken back by Utah. Jared Power skates towards the right side. Gets it across to Gallant. But Tulsa gets a stick in the way, and that's Doogie LeGrone. Oilers ice it, but no icing as Brian Yoon gathers it in the far circle of the Grizzlies zone. They'll move it out to center ice on an outlet pass to Penner, who dumps it in. As the Oilers towards the near side, Dante Sheriff. Across the center ice with speed. He skates down the middle. Right wing chip to Olsen. He'll fire a right wing shot. Saved by Minor. Ryan Sandelin, number 14, gets the puck. He'll get to center ice and dump it in. Grizzlies make a line change behind him. Sandelin chases after it. He collides along the far corner as he battles with Constantini. As Burke joins the play, 2-on-2 scrum. As Sandelin tries to break free, he goes down as Constantini was holding him up. No penalty as Burke over in the far corner gets to Underwood. He's in the right point. Underwood will feed it to the far goal line. Grizzlies chip it over. Sandelin shot, say rebound shot, and it goes wide as Burke was looking for a second of the game. And action over to the near side. As neutralized. McKee gets around Underwood, but Martell gets the puck. 2:35 and counting left in the third. As Grizzlies nursing a 2-goal lead. Delayed penalty. It's going to be on the Oilers as Minor will skate towards the bench. As Utah lets Tulsa touch up. 2:25 left in the third. Grizzlies 4, Tulsa 2. We're back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Tulsa gets a penalty, 2:25 left in regulation as the Grizzlies lead 4-2. Fans are making some noise. A pretty good crowd here on a Saturday night, opening night here at Maverik Center. And hopefully we'll see a good crowd tomorrow afternoon for the Sunday series finale, second and final game of the series. 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off. The penalty that Tulsa got was a slashing minor by Tag Bertuzzi, 17:35 into the third period. So Grizzlies will be on the power play. Shots have been pretty even throughout. In fact, Tulsa's got a slight edge, 33-30 on the shot count. Cutler will take the draw. Cole Gallant on the left wing. Right side is Dylan Fitz. Up top is Josh Wesley and Jordan Martell. Martell had 3 power play goals in the preseason. Draw one by Tulsa over in the high slot. The Oilers clear it out. Trent Minor behind his net. They'll drop it off for Cutler, who's being challenged by Codd. Josh Wesley gets it. He's got the long strides. He gets to neutral ice with ease. Feeds it across to Cutler on the left side. Cutler gets around Hilderman, who challenges him. Hilderman will throw it over into the Grizzlies zone. Chasing after it is Jordan Martell, dropping off for Wesley in the near corner. Tulsa's got to be ultra aggressive here, shorthanded, down by 2. Wesley turns the puck over, left side, shot to score. That's a shorthanded goal by Tulsa. 1:52 left in the third. And it's Michael Farron who just picked the pocket of Josh Wesley, and Farron was all alone in the left circle and just lifted it. Wesley turned it over, and Farron, almost on one knee, was able to deliver a shot glove side past Trent Minor. It's 4-3 Grizzlies. It's an unassisted goal by Michael Farron. 18:08 into the third. Farron, 5'10", 182 pounds, out of Richmond, British Columbia. Tulsa takes a timeout. So the Oilers really have done a good job on the special teams. 2 power play goals and now a shorty. Both teams have a shorthanded goal tonight. Boy, we got a barn burner here in the regular season opener. Both teams talking it over. Ryan Knaswich talking with his unit, and Rob Murray very active on the Tulsa side. Draw's going to be at center ice. All the clocks right now say triple zeros. There's less than 2 minutes left in regulation. There's 1:52 left. Betts will take the face-off for Utah. Krenkovic for Tulsa. Draw won by Utah's. Kyle Mayhew gets it neutral ice, as he'll throw it across to Penner. It's still a power play for the Grizzlies as Penner dumps in from neutral ice. It rolls along the near wing boards. As Betts gets pushed, so does Burke. As Penner gets taken away by Tulsa, they throw it towards the far side. It hits the referee. Oilers attack. Coming off the ice is Alexander as the Oilers skate towards the left point. Righty shot. Saved by Minor. And he corrals it with 1:26 left in the third as we get a whistle. Tulsa pulled Alexander once they got to center ice for the extra attacker, which means there's 5 on the ice for Tulsa with an empty net, and the Grizzlies with 5 as well. It's a Utah power play, 1:01 left in the man advantage, and 1:26 left in the third period as the Grizzlies are trying to put this game on ice. Brian Olsen will take the draw against Utah's Tyler Penner. Right now there's 6 for Tulsa, and Krenkovic will go to the bench. Olsen's been pretty good in the faceoff circle throughout his pro career. Penner's going to take a lot of big faceoffs for the Grizzlies this year. That was an assignment that Penner and Keaton Jamison had last year. Draw won by Tulsa. Left side, righty shot goes wide. That was taken by Sheriff over the near side. Mayhew battles. 2 2 Oilers, couple Grizzlies. Burke gets it taken away by Watson. Right side, righty shot on it. Hits the end boards and it goes wide. It hits the side of the net. Burke moves it ahead. Kyle Betts skates down the middle. He'll chip it to his left. Tyler Penner, left side, fires towards the empty net and he misses. 1 minute left in regulation. Penner along the inside boards. I tried to feed it down the middle and hits the side of the net. Watson, right side, enters the zone. Gets poked away by Fairbrother. Grizzlies get their stick taken away. Burke does, and that's going to be a penalty on Sheriff. As Burke was at the Utah blue line, now we got some pushing and shoving. Sheriff pushes Mayhew. As Burke was at the Utah blue line trying to carry it out to neutralize, Sheriff just took a stick away, just slashed the stick. Sheriff's going to the box, and he gets a slashing call. Doesn't look like any other penalty is going to be called as there was some words and pushes being exchanged after that. Alexander is back in net for the Oilers. Slashing's the call, 19-14 into the third period. Draw's going to be the Oilers zone. 2 guys in the penalty box for the Oilers. It's 5-on-3 for 21 seconds. 46.7 seconds left in regulation. Draws in the far circle. Utah leads 4-3. Grizzlies win the face-off. Cutler throws it to the right side of the point for Teixeira. Now to Cutler. He's in the high slot. He switches places. Cutler over to the right side across looking for Martel. It's picked off. Dougie Legrone clears it out. 32 seconds left in regulation. Minor at the far goal line. Drops it off. And skating around the net's Teixeira. Over to Martel. He gets the center ice. Martel tries to split a double team and doesn't. Legrone moves it ahead. Looking for Codd. Picked off by Wesley. Martel skates towards the left circle. Centers over to Fitz, who couldn't get a shot off. Fitz over to Cutler, right wing, lefty shot, safe, rebound, shot, a score! Keanu Teixeira puts this baby in the refrigerator, and Utah's taking a 5-3 lead. Teixeira gets his first in a Grizzlies uniform, and it's going to be a win for Ryan Knaswich's crew here tonight. Boy, good effort by the Grizzlies, and really Tulsa just couldn't overcome only having 3 skaters on the ice. Fitz chipped it over to the right side for Cutler, who took a shot, bounced off of Alexander, and Teixeira, normally isn't in front of the net as a defenseman, was able to get his body in there and just kind of box out Tulsa to get the goal. Teixeira with the goal, Fitz and Cutler with the assists. Tulsa has both guys out of the penalty box. We're skating 5-on-5 here to end regulation. 10.7 seconds left. as Utah wins the face-off. Mayhew will just hang out back in his own zone. The crowd is going crazy here at Maverik Center as we get a whistle with 3.9 seconds left. And it looks like time has run out as we got a clock malfunction. And that will do it. Grizzlies win. Grizzlies win 5-3, and there was no doubt about it. As the clock is malfunctioning, they say there's 2.7 seconds left, but the Grizzlies are all out to congratulate Trent Miner, who gets the victory as Utah goes to 1-0 on the season. Kind of awkward here. There's still time on the clock, but the Grizzlies are high-fiving and hugging each other. Grizzlies waving the flag, and the horn finally sounds, and the Grizzlies are 1-0 in the season. Good, solid victory. Tulsa put together a really good effort towards the end, scoring 2 power play goals and a shorty, as it was a 4-1 game, and Tulsa cut into the lead to make it a 4-3 contest. You have to tip your hat. They didn't stop battling. You know, Tulsa looked like they were going to give it the old college try, but the Grizzlies come out on top. Kyle Betts with 1 goal and 1 assist. What an effort tonight as Josh Wesley's going to get a puck. As Grizzlies win the opener tonight. Final score from Maverik Center. It's the Grizzlies 5 and the Oilers 3. Post-game show starts in 30 seconds after this word from AFCU.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Final score from Maverik Center. It's the Grizzlies 5 and the Oilers 2 as Keone Teixeira put the game on ice. He scored 19:50 into the third with Dylan Fitz and Brandon Cutler getting the assist. But really, Tulsa put together a pretty good effort in the third period to try to climb back in the game after Utah took a 4-1 lead. Now the 3 stars of the game. I'd hate to be the guy that has to pick it every night. It looks like a pretty tough task this evening. Brandon Cutler ended the night with 1 goal and 1 assist, a 2-point game. Cutler skates towards section 125 and tosses a T-shirt into row 3 of section 126. Cutler 1 goal and 1 assist. He was a +1 and had 4 shots. He's the number 3 star. Number 2 star is Trent Miner, who gets the victory. He stopped 32 of 35 in net. Miner throws it about the same spot that Cutler did, the T-shirt, in about row 3 of section 126. The number 1 star contributed to Utah's first 2 goals tonight. He got an assist 5:45 into the first period, and he scored shorthanded 7:22. And Kyle Betts is the number 1 star of the game. He was a +2. He only had 1 shot, but it found the back of the net. And Betts is not necessarily a high-volume shooter. If you think about the playoff series against Idaho, he was 3 for 11 shooting in the postseason and 1 for 1 here tonight. Kyle Betts is the number 1 star. I got a feeling he's going to have a big game. A lot of good efforts by the Grizzlies tonight. Josh Wesley had 1 assist and was a +3. How about Kyle Mayhew, though? 1 goal, and he was a +4 for the Grizzlies. And with Mayhew scoring Utah's 4th goal, he ends up getting the game winner. And I would definitely get honorable mentions in the 3-star category. Hats off to Kyle Mayhew. It really was a team victory. You know, he mentioned Tulsa continued to battle. Let's go over the scoring. We'll talk with Tim Broussard here in a couple minutes. Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals of the game. Nathan Burke gave Utah a 1-0 lead as he scored 5:45 in. Burke wearing number 24 tonight. Sandelin and Betts with the assists. Utah scored shorthanded 7:22 in with Betts scoring shorthanded. Michael Underwood getting his first professional point, and this is pro debut. Underwood was even in the plus-minus category. He had 2 penalty minutes, and that assists on the Betts shorthanded goal that gave Utah a 2-0 lead. Later on in that same power play, Tulsa got on the board as Carl Boudreau got his first of the season. Krankovic and Carson Folk with the assists, and that cut into the Utah lead, made it a 2-1 game. Tulsa was 2 for 4 on the power play, and Utah led 2-1 after 1 period. Early in the second, Brandon Cutler scored his first of the year. He had 15 goals in 32 games. Josh Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, gets his first point in a Grizzlies uniform. And that made it a 3-1 game, 124 into the second. It was a 5-on-5 goal. And that was the only scoring in the second period. Both teams had 13 shots, and after 2 periods, the Grizzlies led 3-1. Kyle Mayhew scored unassisted 6:18 into the third, and at that point, I thought the Grizzlies were in full control. It was an unassisted goal. Mayhew gets his first of the year. He was a +4 in tonight's game, and you have to tip your hat to Tulsa for continuing to battle. The Oilers got on a power play, and Carl Boudreau was over on the left side and shot it over, probably towards the far goal line area. Bounced off of Dante Sheriff and ended up in the back of the net. And so Boudreau with a 2-point game, 1 goal and 1 assist. Dante Sheriff looked good tonight. He picked up the power play goal, 11:44, and Boudreau and Jared Hilderman with the assists. Tulsa cut into the lead some more as Michael Farron scored unassisted as Wesley turned the puck over in the far circle, and Farron just got it and just fired a quick righty shot that got over the left shoulder of Trent Miner. And that made it a 4-3 game. It was interesting, though, that was a shorthanded goal scored by Farron. And for a bit, Alexander, his net was empty, and Tulsa had 5 skaters on the ice to the Grizzlies 5. Tyler Penner, with about a minute left, had a wide open net from the left side and just missed it. And then Dante Sheriff got a penalty, and that was 19-13 into the third. So with 47 seconds left, and Tulsa, they put together a good effort in that final minute, but they just didn't have enough skaters on the ice. 5-on-3, Alexander had to stay in there, and then the Grizzlies with 10 seconds left were able to score. Teixeira scoring, and really wasn't that first look. It was a rebound. I think the first shot was taken by Fitz, and bounced off of Alexander, and it was just a one-on-one battle, and Teixeira did a good job positioning himself, between the puck and the goal line, and, he just boxed out the Tulsa player. I couldn't quite see who it was, and Teixeira was able to put it away for his first in a Grizzlies uniform. Last year with the Indy Fuel, Keone Teixeira had 6 goals in 50 games, and he led the Fuel in plus-minus. He's a defenseman that does have the ability at times to put the puck in the back of the net. And, I think about the solid 5-3 victory. Trent Miner gets the victory. He stopped 32 of 35. Gage Alexander for Tulsa stopped 26 of 30. I think it might be 26 of 31. It looks like the box score right now doesn't have the empty netter on the ECHL app. Who knows what we'll see tomorrow in the 3:10 start. We might see Garrett Metcalf for Utah. The backup for Tulsa this evening is Tomas Sukanik, 6'2", 182 pounds. Maybe he'll start for the Oilers in the series finale tomorrow afternoon. You're why I come see this Grizzlies team. After all, Utah's home for 7 straight games to start the regular year, but it looks like it's going to be a fun season. A lot of talented forwards, a pretty good defensive unit, and if Trent Miner plays like he did tonight, there was quite a few redirections, it felt like, and Miner really had to think on his feet, and he played a solid game. Garrett Metcalf had a strong preseason. He had that 39-save shutout, and, he's poised to have a good year, and he'll probably play a little bit more this season with him being on an AHL contract. This can be a solid team. You're going to want to get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com or call 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. Grizzlies and the Oilers tomorrow afternoon, 3:10 starts. Let's get to some of the final stats of the game. Face-off battle in the third period, Utah won it 12-10, but Tulsa did have an edge tonight. They tell you not to do math on the air, but we're doing it anyway. 39 face-off wins for Tulsa to the Grizzlies 28. 39-28, Tulsa had the advantage. Seemed like as the game progressed, it got more and more physical. Both teams had 6 hits in the third period. Grizzlies a slight edge tonight as they had 13 hits to Tulsa's 12. Giveaways, Utah had 1 giveaway in each of the 3 periods. They had 3 for the night. Tulsa with 4 giveaways this evening. Scoring chances, the Grizzlies had 7 in the third period and 19 for the game. Tulsa had 5 scoring chances in each of the 3 periods with 15 scoring chances on the night. So 19-15, the scoring chance edge goes to the Grizzlies. It just seemed like a pretty evenly matched game. Tulsa was able to get more power play shots. Oilers had 12 power play shots. The Grizzlies oddly enough, only had one power play shot in tonight's game. Looks like the Oilers, despite the loss tonight, they're going to be a much improved team this season. Certainly a far cry from last year when they finished in last place in the Mountain Division. Well, in 30 seconds, we'll talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on what he saw tonight. As it's a winning effort for Ryan Kanasowicz's crew this evening. 5-3 the final score. Utah on top as Trent Miner gets his first victory of the season. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Final score from Maverik Center. Grizzlies 5, Oilers 3. As Utah breaks the 500 mark. They were 13-13-2 in regular season openers. And now they're 14-13-2 as they're now over the 500 mark. Tulsa in the ECHL era is now 5-4-1 in regular season openers. It looked like the Grizzlies were in full control for one game, and then Tulsa scored their second power play goal of the night. And then just an unfortunate turnover there where Wesley just had a tough time locating the puck for half a second. Farron was right there and put it away to make it 4-3. Tulsa put together a really good effort at the end, but the Grizzlies hung tough and got that goal with 10 seconds left to complete the victory. But, it's one of those you'd kind of like to have coasted the victory a little bit smoother than they did. But a win's still a win for the Grizzlies.
A win is a still win, right? They don't ask how, they just ask how many. So, that's a good thing because I think we let off, complacency. And, like I mentioned at the second period intermission, the only way we're going to let them back in was complacency. And unfortunately, an example of that was the Wesley turnover coming around the corner, and Farron had the challenge and was just able to pick it away from him and unfortunately score on that. And the most frustrating thing about that is I was just making notes on how well Mayhew and Wesley were working together, and Wesley being a cerebral player and thinking 3 steps ahead, and darn it, there's the turnover. It was like, oh, well.
But she still is all those things. It was just an unfortunate break.
But you know what happened on game one? And so, okay, with the lesson learned, and then we'll move on from there. So, but either way, the third period, we won the third period-ish. Enough to win out the game, and so I'm okay with that. We'll take the win.
Kyle Mayhew was a +4 in 6 playoff games against Idaho this past April, extending into May, and he was a +4 tonight with that third period goal, and he's a defenseman who just seems to know how to make plays. He's just a winner.
How about when he jumped at the 13:47 mark, he jumps the pass and then just takes off, and then he does this little drag from the outside inside on his lefty shot, and I was trying to figure out what's he gonna do. Oh, he just snapped that in. That was really impressive, just to jump in on the play. And the two parts of that is he's got the confidence to do it, and he's always got somebody behind him that he can cover. Dastu was similar, so he Dastu with the speed was able to get back, but Mayhew maybe with his or just having that confidence, he's got his wing covering back, or just the reads from the Grizzlies. Hey, we've got a D jumping in on the zone. Who's got his assignment? And with that kind of confidence, he was able to get a high quality shot and score on it.
Tulsa didn't score 5-on-5 tonight, but they had 2 power play goals and a shorthanded tally that Farron scored late in regulation. Just seemed like all the action was happening in the left side there. Both goals were with Boudreau in the left point. First one he scored himself, and the second one just kind of bounced off of Sheriff and into the back of the net.
Yeah, I was looking at the replay, and I didn't see where Sheriff made a hockey move to put it in versus being a body that it bounced off of and in. So
hard to say. There were some bodies towards Sheriff's right, and so that kind of blocked the angle of where the puck ended up bouncing off of. I thought Sheriff looked good for Tulsa tonight. The Oilers put together a good effort. The Grizzlies did get the victory.
He did have that diving slide here through the middle, but it was just so interesting and out of place. So he obviously must have caught a groove or an edge or something like that. But yeah, Sheriff had a great game. And our friend Ryan Olsen, it didn't really hit the score sheet too much, but I thought he did really good on moving the puck. And Matsusima, and glad to see he's okay after going into the corner a little bit awkward. But they did well, but our D was able to control him.
Keone Teixeira, first game in a Grizzlies uniform, and I remember he was one of Wichita's best defensemen in the 2018-2019 season, had 4 solid years with the Indy Fuel, although he never played against the Grizzlies. But he looked pretty solid tonight. He's got that strength, savvy, and right there with 10 seconds left, you don't normally see a defenseman, particularly him, out in front of the net like that, but he was able to get himself in the right spot to capitalize on a rebound.
Right. I mean, hands like Fitz. I mean, he was just right there and held his ground. And I'm like, hey, maybe we have a new spot for a defenseman on the power play unit. We'll just throw him down low.
Yeah.
And I mean, somebody with hands like that's not a given. So, yeah, he did really well tonight. And I think he was on the second defensive line unit. And I don't remember who he was partnered up against, but had a heck of a night and made an impact.
I think he was with Yoon part of the night. Seemed like they switched a little bit. I mean, Underwood was there. Underwood looked good in his first pro game, and so did Brian Yoon. Ryan Kanaswich, every game's going to have a tough decision because, normally you'll play 6 defensemen there with 11 forwards. There's more than 6 good defensemen on this team. I mean, Cade Jensen, outstanding preseason, and it was a tough decision to scratch, have him be a scratch tonight. It's going to be tough because Grizzlies are probably as deep, if not deeper, than what they were a couple years ago when they won the division, led by Dastu and Martin.
No, we know the injury bugs are going to come up and hit every single team in the league. And
knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. We know, and hopefully Idaho has to deal with it this year. They didn't really have to. They got to cruise through that last year. But it'll be interesting to see how we're going to overcome that. And with it being as deep as a team that we are, that's one luxury that Ryan Kanaswich is going to hold on dearly for every instance and every game that he gets to have that, because it's not just our team that's susceptible to the injuries. AHL or NHL has the injuries. They're going to start pulling people, and they're going to pull from our pool as well.
What else stood out to you tonight?
Gosh, unfortunately, the Tulsa power play, when they needed it, they went to that wide spread and they were passing the puck and they were waiting for that timing to come in down low. And then their timing on the collapse was good enough that even if they didn't score, they were generating pressure, which is what they wanted. And I thought the Grizzlies were waiting for that kind of the offset or offset right or offset left, where you kind of showcase a shooter like us this year. With Martell or, Ovechkin in his office kind of thing. But no, it was just this widespread and collapse in. And I didn't think that we did a good job on accounting for the spread and still covering and keeping the man from coming in and being able to cover down low in front of Trent Miner.
Should be an interesting one tomorrow. Grizzlies won 5-3 tonight, but it'd be a quick turnaround. It's interesting to go from like 6 months with no hockey, and all of a sudden, bam, back-to-back games in less than 24 hours with each other.
Right, exactly. So welcome to the regular season, Grizzlies hockey. Here we go. So, and that's just fine. One other point that I want to bring up is the defensive core. I know we just talked, out of the 7 solid ones to 6,
yep.
But I don't know if I've seen a defensive unit move the puck like we saw tonight. Just first game out, and these guys are moving and transition and right through the neutral zone and catching the wings. I'm like, they're doing it again, son of a gun. And Tulsa, not due to lack of effort, they just weren't able to be successful in stopping or slowing us down. But the neutral zone was like a free pass. Just, okay, at times just hit the wings and go. And the confidence, what stood out, and I know I mentioned this earlier, was the heads up. So the defenseman's collecting the puck and he's doing it while the head's up and the wingers are gone. And there comes that pass. It was a neat system to watch. And it's the kind of things you dream about as a coach, but to actually go out there and watch it being executed, that's high quality hockey.
Pretty good camera crew on Flow Sports tonight.
Yeah, we got our camera crew back. So it was was it their preseason? I guess it was their preseason, right?
There was the preseason game was in Idaho Falls. There were no camera operators there.
Yeah, mid-season form. So Jed, our director, replay engineers, Justin, and on cameras, Jeff, Ian, Boyd, and Brandon. And we appreciate you guys. Best in the league, and we get to have the luxury of that. So nice job, boys. 2
other Mountain Division games tonight. Kansas City defeats Wichita for the second straight evening. 4-2 the final score there, as Kansas City's now 2-0, Wichita 0-2. And Idaho defeats Allen 8-5 the final tonight. Allen with a blowout victory last night, and Idaho responds this evening. Both teams are now 1-1 on the young season. Any adjustments you expect to see tomorrow? Maybe we'll see a different goalie on both sides, but anything else kind of stands out that we might end up seeing tomorrow that we maybe didn't see tonight, or maybe some adjustments from game 1 to game 2?
Yeah, I think Tulsa's going to grind it up through the neutral zone. Nobody's going to get a free pass tomorrow. And, tonight the refs let them play, and we got to see a certain level of physicality without being the penalties. And I think tomorrow is going to be nobody's getting a free pass through the zone. You're going to pay with a hit of some type, before you get the puck, while you have the puck, after you have the puck. But and I would expect the Grizzlies to respond with more speed and skill, and probably more of a passing attack, being able to, it's not going to stay on anybody's puck for longer than a second, and it's already in movement.
I didn't get an official total as what the attendance was, but it looked like a pretty good Saturday night crowd considering it's college football season. It's good to see a good crowd here at Maverik Center tonight.
Grisby had the wave going on.
Yeah, he did.
And the vibe from the crowd. And I don't know, I just kind of got the chills up and down the spine. When Penner misses the empty net and everybody, and you could just feel the life in the building was just breathing through the fans. It was excitement. So if you weren't here, you missed out. But good news. We have another game tomorrow, and we have games throughout the next couple weekends. It's 7 games to open homestand.
Because that's important for the Grizzlies to get off to a fast start this season. They got off on the winning note here tonight, winning 5-3. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 2:50 pregame show, 3:10 face-off. We hope to see you here at Maverik Center. And then the first AFCU Friday of the regular year will be this upcoming Friday, 6 days from now, as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads for the first of 14 meetings this season. And local college football, BYU got a 27-14 victory over Texas Tech. Utah defeats USC 34-32. Utah State lost 42-21 to San Jose State. So Utah State loses to fall to 3-5 this season. With the Utes' victory, they're now bowl eligible, 6-1 on the season. USC falls to 6-2, and BYU with the 27-14 win over Texas Tech goes to 5-2 on the season. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll put a bow on this one in 15 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
A good crowd of 6,526 here at Maverik Center. Saw an exciting game as Kyle Betts was the number 1 star after scoring 1 goal and 1 assist. He was a +2. The number 2 star is Trent Miner, gets the victory in net, stopping 32 of 35. The number 3 star is Brandon Cutler, who had 1 goal and 1 assist, was a +1, and had 5 shots on goal. The leading shot taker for the Grizzlies was Ryan Sandelin, who had 6 shots on goal. Brandon Cutler was second on the club with 5. Leading the Tulsa Oilers in shots was Andy Carroll, who had 5 shots. Ryan Olsen, the former Grizzly, as well as Jared Hilderman, each had 4 shots. Carl Boudrea had a multiple-point game with 1 goal and 1 assist to lead the Tulsa attack. Well, now we'll wrap things up here from Maverik Center as the Grizzlies are victorious tonight. 5-3 the final score. So once again, in 2 hours and 26 minutes and in front of a good crowd of 6,526, Utah Grizzlies defeat the Tulsa Oilers 5-3. For Tim Broussard, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.